Where to begin today? More disgruntled employees going after me. What a surprise.
Disgruntled.
And they wonder why they're not part of the Opie and Anthony show. I'll admit this much. I'm stupid. I hire bad people. Really bad people.
Jim Norton?
I don't know.
Oh, E-Rock.
No.
Steve?
No.
Oh, a little delay there.
Yeah.
I'm teasing Steven.
You said bad, not incompetent.
What'd you say?
You said bad,
Oh.
incompetent.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a wrist thing on my wrist.
Oh, God. Got to deal with more crap. More crap.
That's yeah. I'd like to consider myself
Yes, Anthony.
a gruntled employee.
A gruntled?
I'm a gruntled employee.
Now I have to look up gruntled. What
I'm
does that
not
mean?
disgruntled. I'm pretty gruntled
Is
on
that
a
good?
daily basis. I have no idea. I don't know what disgruntled. I don't know if you could break it down to gruntled, but I like it.
Well, it looks like a bunch of my haters got together
Had a little coffee clutch.
and whipped up a doozy today.
Oh, Lulu!
Whipped up a fine doozy. Oh boy, are they going to wish they never decide to do this one?
Yikes!
Boy, are they going to wish they never did this one?
I think some people finally went over that line where it becomes something that you can actually take legal action on.
It's already begun.
Yeah,
It's already begun.
the ball's rolling.
It's already begun. Basically, there's claims this morning that my lovely fiance
Fiancé.
is starring in a sex tape. That old gag.
Yeah. Well, sex tapes all the rage these days.
Oh, they sure are.
all the rage. So if somebody can say that they have one,
Right.
People are going to just jump on it and think, oh, this is great.
I was holding back my sex tape, just waiting for the day when we really need
Yeah.
a bit of
A
publicity.
little publicity. I know. Coincidentally enough, it's the same one as my sex tape.
Right.
Just the two of you in front of a cracker.
Yeah.
exactly.
Why not?
So obviously, my fiance did not star in a sex tape before
Right.
she met me. Okay.
Yeah. This
And-
is pure fabrication.
And people are in serious trouble now because they went over the line. I can tell you this much: there's been a few people that have been let go from this radio show over the years, and then they turn around and they get very, very disgruntled.
Disgruntled.
and then they want to punch back and fight back.
As opposed to gruntled, which is an adjective meaning pleased or happy.
Right.
I'm pretty gruntled. Opie's disgruntled today with good reason.
I'm not disgruntled. I'm frustrated because you got a paper like the New York Post. Obviously the New York Post doesn't like the Opie and Anthony show.
Well, that's
Obviously, they have
obvious.
connections to another huge radio show, and so when these rumors start making their way around, of course they get really, really excited because they think they finally got us.
right.
And I'm here to tell you today that they don't have us once again.
This is fabrication.
And I would love to mention the employee's name at this point, but I will not
Oh, it will be mentioned
in the very near
in
future.
in documents, let's say.
The faithful listeners of the Opie and Anthony show know exactly which employee this is, okay? Mm-hmm. There was an employee that was let go a while ago, and he decided to take it upon himself to completely harass me.
Yeah.
Completely harass me. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of text messages around the clock. 'Cause
Yeah.
The person doesn't sleep because he has maybe his own issues.
Yes, there
Phone
was
calls all hours of the night, the day, around the clock harassment. Okay.
I have seen over the years, especially back in the 80s, I've seen people that have issues with cocaine. Mm-hmm. And there were some people that were working for the show that did show signs that I felt was from cocaine use. It absolutely looked that way to me.
Right.
And there was a lot of speculation as far as that goes. That actually was an issue, a problem. And that person is no longer working for this program. And like Opie said, disgruntled, bitter, angry, harassing.
And the funny thing about this employee, I pretty much saved his job 3 or 4 times because this is what drives me insane, by the way. This was a guy that needed a lot of help. I don't know why. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I never saw anything myself, but there were obviously some kind of issues with this person. And the company, XM at the time, wanted to fire this guy on 3 or 4 occasions because he just wasn't doing the job.
Yeah.
I went to the bosses, and I saved his job on numerous occasions. And this is what drives me insane.
I was witness to this many times.
And then finally there was a situation. A lot of this is going to come out, by the way. But there was a situation where we could not save him anymore because he lied about an incident that went down. Mm-hmm. That was a pretty serious incident.
Yeah.
And then it was taken out of my hands, and they're like, look, you cannot save this person anymore.
Yeah. It went up to the top, and the top said, this person has to go.
And I didn't do the firing, matter of fact.
No.
Okay? And he was fired. He turns around, and he blamed me, which is completely insane. Because you know what? It's time to tear down a lot of walls today. I'm a complete a-hole on the air. Absolutely. I'll be the first to admit it. But a lot of people don't really know, what I'm like when I'm not doing the radio show. And I think a lot of people would be very, very surprised, okay? And so for this guy to come after me when I was looking after his best interest and saved his ass on numerous occasions just blows my mind. Mm-hmm. Blows my mind, okay? And I took the high road, and I'm like, and I allowed him to call me and harass me and send text messages. And then I got
at all hours.
And then I got some of our mutual friends to talk to him. I'm like, dude, this is a bad place you're going down. What's up? The guy was nothing but nice to you and really, saved your ass on many occasions and also taught you how to do effing radio. And you should be able to just get another job and move on. But that wasn't good enough for this person for whatever is going on in his sick head. Okay? So then we couldn't get him to stop by using mutual friends. And then because we tried to get him to stop, the text messages, the phone calls, the harassment escalated big time. Big time.
Yeah.
I was able to get some lawyers involved from XM to calm him the F down because I saved every text message, and some of them were brutal. Some of them were threatening me physically. Some were hinting that I was going to be killed. Just insane text messages.
Ramblings of a madman.
Insane. So we were able to and let it be known there was no what's that order protection thing? There was no help me out.
Restraining order.
There was no restraining order or anything. The lawyers were able to make him understand that this is a really, really bad road you're going down.
Right.
And then somewhere in those text messages, he decided to start texting me that he has a sex tape.
Yeah.
This is over a year and a half ago.
And let it also be known that there was constantly fabrications coming out of this guy's mouth. Constantly coming up with these stories that just were complete bulk. I mean, just you'd listen to him and go, "Oh my God, this is a lie."
Right.
The guy is blatantly lying.
Right.
And you just would look in shock that the person is just so blatantly lying to you. So then, he comes out with this doozy.
Well, this started a year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago.
Started sending me text messages that he has some kind of sex tape. He was trying to get me to react. I never wrote him back. I never wrote him back. I never called him back because I know it's just not true.
Right.
And I thought we were done with this stupidity. But then the New York Post decided to print a pretty outrageous rumor today. Mm-hmm. And now all hell is going to break loose. all hell is going to break loose.
Yeah.
Okay?
Just go balls out on him now.
Completely balls out.
Yeah.
You think if there was some kind of sex tape that starred someone very close to this radio show, it would have been out there already?
Especially if some douche like that had possession of it. He's not the type of guy that is sensible enough in a ridiculous way, sensible enough to actually hold on to it and try to get money for it. And he would have put it out just to screw you over years ago.
This person doesn't need money. This person has a lot of daddy's money. And when daddy gets his phone call today, he is not going to be happy whatsoever because it could take down daddy's business as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sitting back and taking this one lightly. Simple as that. Simple as that.
No.
And for everybody out there, having fun reporting and talking about this, you better be careful.
Yeah, why didn't they contact you?
Because they didn't contact me. The article says that calls to my rep went unreturned. This Chauncey Hayden has had it out for me for a long effing time because I have no respect for the guy. He's a horrible journalist.
He's a douche. He's not a journalist. He's a douche with an agenda
who comes up with lots and lots of lies on a daily basis. A lot of celebrities have complained about his interviewing style and how he just makes up crap.
And takes anyone's word for it without checking facts. I mean, there are things attributed in that article that you're, taking legal action already.
I haven't even thought about this thing in a long time.
Yeah.
And that's why, because this disgruntled employee is frustrated that I'm not reacting. So now somehow he was able to, to get Chauncey Hayden and the Post involved.
Yeah. And a CW11 News, by the way.
Well, they're in deep S too.
And how about the fact that they don't know how to get in touch with you? Wouldn't you want the other side of the story?
Dude, I'll have my own statement today. No problem. No effing problem. There is no tape. And the frustrating part about this, it's in print. It's in print.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right there in print. It just doesn't make
and the funny thing is
any sense.
This is what makes it even more interesting. The sex tape starring my fiance, which is not real, is her and Bam Margera.
Right.
Someone she's never met in her life.
Yeah.
My chick doesn't want to be a part of this. I mention her name every once in a while, but that's why I say my girl. Every once in a while I'll say her name, but it kind of slips. I'll say my fiance. Because guess what? In the end, she doesn't want any part of this crap.
No, she's low-key. Definitely.
Oh, man, I feel sorry for this person.
Yeah, could have just left it alone.
He needs his attention. Well, now he's going to get his attention. No problem. No problem.
I remember watching you in California talk to Eric Logan on the phone and stop Logan from making a firing. I would never been able to tell this guy that, but I remember sitting in the back of a car as we were going from one hotel to another, and you were like, "Yeah, we were talking about not getting the job done," and you're like, "Well, let's just wait. Don't make a decision now. Don't do it."
Yeah.
I physically watched you stop Logan from firing.
I was on many occasions,
Mm-hmm.
And then we were even looking into possible rehab if this person had issues, and go, well, could he take some time off, get his act together, and then we'll bring him back. I did everything possible for this guy.
And this talking interventions.
And this is what I get in return. When I met this person, he was stuffing envelopes with WOW stickers. I gave him a life.
Ugh.
Stuff like Bam's name has been banned on this show. We don't talk about Bam because no one really is talking about Bam.
It's not relevant for the past few years.
No offense to the guy. I'm actually a fan of his, so,
Yeah.
But, part of the article says that we banned his name even being mentioned on our show. What is that about?
Well, we have been told to say kaboom.
Kaboom instead?
Even when talking about, like, explosions. Oh, God. Why not call you and say, hey, Greg Opie Hughes, here's a story. We're going with it tomorrow. Do you have any comment? Are you indeed taking legal action to try to keep this tape from getting out.
Right.
And then you could go, hey, idiot. There is no tape. Here's my official stance. There is no tape. It was a disgruntled employee that if you want to take his word for it and print it, there's going to be consequences.
Right. And supposedly there might be another disgruntled employee involved that has a relationship with
the first disgruntled employee.
Exactly.
Over the years.
Exactly. And I know why they didn't call me or anything. I'm not stupid. You know, when you do this type of show, you're going to get your haters out there. When you speak your mind and speak honestly and openly, you're going to piss off a lot of people, and people are going to want to get back at you. They try to do it all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I know. They got a little tidbit and they think they got something. So of course they're gonna go with it. Of course, I got my haters. I'm not. You think I go home and I don't know that? You know, the sad part about it is I could deal with this. I've been doing radio since I was 18 years old. But my chick, who you know, she doesn't want to be part of any of this crap.
No.
And this person knew that, and this person knew this was the way to get to me. Well, you got to me. I'm so pissed. Trust me. Watch what happens next.
Yeah, you probably didn't
Watch what happens next.
Probably didn't want to get to him like this.
Watch what happens next. Now we're going to have some fun, okay? You know, but my girl's like, you know, people are going to read this. It's not true. And we know it's not true. But, you know, people that read this, they're not going to know that. They're just going to read and believe what they're reading.
Yep. Jesus. What a douche.
I can't even tell you how pissed I am. I'm just it doesn't amaze me, actually.
No,
you know, then you had the other ex-employee, you know, trashing us in Chauncey's like little rag magazine that you get for free in bars and restaurants.
Yeah.
That's how desperate that guy is for attention. That's how desperate that guy is to get back at us. For what?
I wouldn't wipe with anything he wrote.
Why is he getting back at us? He's another guy that had no gig when we hired him, and we taught him the ropes.
Yeah.
And then trashes us, so we're mostly me again.
Yeah.
I showed him how to do this dumb job. And for the record, he never starved. When we all got fired, he was getting paid too. He didn't get paid as long as Ant and I did, because guess what? He wasn't that important in the long run. The company wanted to keep Anthony and I from not working, and they did everything in their powers to do that. So what they did was they sat us on the beach, it's called, and paid us for 2 years, 3 months. And I know, boo-hoo, we got paid. I understand that. We've been over this a million effing times. But we could have worked for another company, kicked some serious ass doing radio, and got paid the exact same money. And the company knew that. That's why they sat us. But they didn't need to sit Rick because he wasn't that important. And he knows that. But he got paid for 3 or 4 months, and then he moved on to the next radio gig based on what he did for our show. And then moved from Philly back to New York based on our show. And then from New York, he went out to San Francisco. The guy never starved. The guy had a fine career after the Opie and Anthony show.
Yeah, he just kept screwing up.
And then he finally can't get a job, so then he comes back and, like, trashes us in some rag effing magazine hoping for attention.
He got attention for 5 minutes and then alienated himself from everyone in the business.
My only fault is, you know, we hire some bad people. I mean, they're just bad people. They got deep issues inside their souls, and this is what happens. This is what happens in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, Rick, I know, because, you know, I was part of this family for a long time. The guy has major daddy issues that we had to deal with. And then this other person, it's been rumored. Not just by us, by the way. Pretty much everybody within XM, a lot of people here at CBS.
We had all gotten together at one point and spoken about an intervention.
Right.
It got that bad.
Right.
There was, apparent signs of all kinds of substance abuses.
Right.
So
obviously I'm here to say there's no sex tape. There's absolutely no sex tape. This has been something that this person tried to start a year and a half ago when he got fired.
And
now,
you're not in legal action to try to keep this imaginary tape from being distributed.
Go check the records, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that public files?
That would be public record.
Go ahead, you scumbags in the media. Go ahead, go do your work. Go ahead.
Yeah, do a little research.
Go ahead.
Do a little research and check into things. If
this has been a rumor for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Message boards went with this rumor for a while, and that's why I like other message boards than others, because they were smart enough to realize this is complete BS and coming from a disgruntled employee.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I do not like certain message boards, because you're not fans of this show if you're going to go with these rumors that are obviously not true and try to get something going. When you, quote, say you're a fan of the Opie and Anthony show.
Yeah.
That's why. Now you know why. This has been a rumor for a year and a half, so where's this effing tape?
Where is it?
And this New York Post just prints it just like that. Just like that. Go ahead, do your research. There's no legal action stopping this from coming out because there's nothing that's coming out.
Yeah, go see if Opie's tried to pay anyone off, went to court to try to stop a distribution of some tape that doesn't exist. And Chauncey, it's easy to check.
And Chauncey writes, Hughes has taken legal action to prevent its distribution.
That's a lie right there.
Apparently, he's so distraught he's banned the name Bam from being mentioned on the show.
That's a lie. Those are lies that are printed. Those are lies. They're actionable lies that are printed in the newspaper and given as fact by who? Chauncey Hayden gave that? Hey, Chauncey, that's going to be fun.
You know,
hope you're making a little bit of money with that rag, that Kotex with a print in it. I hope you're making a little bit of cake because I think you're going to need it.
This guy... Yeah, well, and Chauncey's another one that never got the attention from this radio show, and it always frustrated him. You know, the guy that did interview us once back in the day and completely trashed Howard.
Oh yeah,
in front of us, and we were like, well, whatever, dude. That's your issue with him. You know, we actually kind of like didn't discuss that with him. You know, when we were interviewing him, we took some shots at Howard back at the time because some crap was going down with us and him. You know, that's well documented.
Yeah.
And then he gets back on Howard's good side and then starts trashing us. I'm like, what? I thought you were saying how great we were and we were way better than him. He would come up with all this crap. And then right then I knew this guy was a two-faced, liar. So they all got together and they're having their fun today, but boy, is it going to get interesting. Boy, is it going to get interesting.
Why would the Post be so stupid? I don't know why the New York Post would be so stupid.
I don't know.
I just don't get that.
I don't know.
Yeah, because that's really a lame-ass move. You would think.
The beauty is...
Anyone, check your information. It's easy.
The beauty is...
They're very accessible.
The beauty... a lot of this quotes in this article, I got the exact quotes from text messages a year and a half ago. So I know exactly where this is coming from.
A year and a half.
A year and a half ago.
And believe me, this idiot could not hold on to something for a day if he had it. For a day, he couldn't hold on to it.
This is what the Post I don't get. It says a disgruntled ex-employee of the radio show duo recently acquired rights to the videos from Margera. Like there was some kind of illegal rambling, and Bam said, "All right, here's the rights to my thing. You can who would believe that? It's idiotic,
right?
It doesn't make sense.
Why would Bam give the rights to a sex tape to a disgruntled employee of our show?
Yeah,
doesn't he do a radio show for Sirius? Right? So why wouldn't he use that to get some exposure, you dope?
Right. Wouldn't you think he would say something?
He doesn't give a crap.
Oh, God.
So now I got to deal with complete lies in the media. No surprise. We spend half our show talking about how lame the media is and how they lie through their teeth on a regular basis. So no surprise that they're finally trying to, come back at us or come back at me or whatever. So...
Unbelievable.
I just want to make it perfectly clear. There's absolutely no sex tape, okay?
Yeah.
And I don't you know what? And I don't even want to turn this into a stunt. I'll tell you this much, and it's on record. I got $100,000 cash. $100,000 cash. Mm-hmm. And this is no radio stunt. This is real life. This is real life S. Okay? I got $100,000 in cash that I will bring into this effing studio. You and because someone's going to confuse this statement too.
Yeah.
You bring me a copy of this tape. That means there could be other copies everywhere else.
Right.
Could be on every website in the world. All I want is one copy of this so-called sex tape. I will hand over $100,000 cash. And this is not a radio bit. This is real life S.
Just to prove that no one's going to come in with
this is
a copy.
Called putting your money where your effing mouth is. $100,000 cash for one lousy effing copy of this so-called sex tape from this disgruntled employee that supposedly he has this.
Yeah.
One. That's it. And then you can do whatever the hell you want with the rest of them.
Keep the other copies,
Make
whatever you want to do.
1,000 copies, give me one. So, because I don't want people confused. Well, obviously he's trying to buy the tape. No, I'm not.
No.
One copy, $100,000 is yours. And then you can do whatever the hell you want.
I don't think you're going to be having to go to the bank anytime soon.
No S. Everyone knows how cheap I am. You think I'm insane? You think I'm that? You think I'm that insane? You think I'm that insane? That's how sure I am. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you can say, "Oh, there's no tape. There's no tape. There's no tape. There's no tape." That's how I prove it. One copy. I don't give a crap who you are. And then this person wonders why,
why he's alienated himself completely from everybody. Everybody. Good job.
And his daddy's going to get a phone call. I'm sure his daddy's not going to be thrilled about this one.
Not going to be happy.
Especially when this could, could threaten some of his interests.
He's got a lot of interests, too.
He's got a lot of interests.
A lot of money.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you're able to, take everybody down in lawsuits. Sometimes it's all connected nicely.
And a moronic son. Your son. Oh, God.
Let's say hi to Tom in White Plains. 877-212-ONA is our phone number. Tom, what's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, is Tom alive?
Yes.
Tom. Yes.
Oh.
What's up, Tom?
Guess he is.
I just want to say, who's ever bad-mouthing you is a complete idiot. I've known you for, listened to you for a couple of years, but known you personally for just, 9 months. And who's ever bad-mouthing you, they're complete morons because, you have your, great persona on air. I love it. It's great. I met you and Ant off air and completely different.
The disease has gone to his brain.
I think it's really interesting that, his last few breaths he's using to really help my cause.
Yeah.
I gotta
what a guy.
I gotta respect.
I've never wanted someone hung up on so bad.
I know.
The guy's lungs are turning into cement in front of our eyes, but you know what? He's gonna stick up for the show. God bless you, Tom from White Plains.
I love the quick amendment he made. I've known you about listening to you.
Right.
Big difference. Go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
You should have said, you've been listening a long time, and I acknowledged you for maybe, for 5 minutes.
You want to high-five him a traveling virus on the way by?
Tom, you all right?
Yeah, hanging in there. Barely. But
barely.
I just was listening to you this morning, and it kind of upsets me to hear that people have to attack you.
Well, I'm not surprised. I understand why this crap happens. And obviously this person has deep emotional issues that someday he's going to have to deal with. You can't avoid it forever, And this is what you got to deal with, unfortunately.
Yeah, there are a lot of morons in the world.
All right, Tom, you're making everyone uncomfortable. I really appreciate you calling.
Just the way you talk.
Yeah.
You're waxing philosophic.
Yeah.
A lot of morons in the world.
And I think we met.
Stopped.
I think we met you a year ago, man. You made it another year, Tom. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, July.
Old matzo lungs.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh. That takes a lot of energy.
That was
man.
2 months off your life right there.
One chuckle.
Right. Stephen S. from Bayshore, 9 months to Tom equals 17 years.
Poor
God, I've known you
bastard.
17 years, Tom. Wow. I was.
It just seems like yesterday.
Yeah. All right, Tom, hang in there. All right.
Thanks, guys.
All
Have
right.
a great one.
All right. Bye. It's a different type of show today because I got to deal with some major crap. Major crap. We talked about this about an hour ago, and we'll talk about it again. No problem.
Sure.
No effing problem. But we got a disgruntled employee. We got many disgruntled employees that just can't move on after the Opie and Anthony show. I guess we're like their daddies and we have to take care of them for the rest of their lives or something.
Yeah, that's our responsibility, I guess.
It doesn't work out for one reason or another, and they just can't move on because that's what happens in life. You know, you outstay your welcome, and you got to move on. It's happened to all of us. I've been doing radio a long time, and I was in situations where I've been fired. Guess what? They didn't want me anymore.
You're not guaranteed a livelihood once you get into any job.
So just like any other job, then you regroup and you figure out what the next move is.
Right.
But for some reason, if you work for the Opie and Anthony show and you get fired or let go or what have you, you have to take it out on Opie and Anthony. I don't get that. I sort of get it. I think one of our faults is that we just hire bad people. I think we hire people that are damaged psychologically, and I think what happens is it makes for great radio and stuff, but unfortunately, here's the other side of it. You get delusional a-holes that get other people believing their lies, and then it comes together like a nice little cocktail, and now I got to deal with crap. That's just not true.
Yeah, it's a fine line because sometimes the lunatics do make very entertaining radio. So you kind of go, I'd really like to have that person on board, you know?
Right.
And then they're there. It's fun. You could goof on them. You make your jokes. But then when the situation comes about where they screw up, they get fired, they become these nuts. They're still lunatics that were, fun on the air to goof on, but then off the air, it becomes harassment.
Right.
And lies and slander.
Well, we are the radio show that technically, I was going to say hire, but we don't pay her. Well, we have paid her over the years, actually thousands of dollars it comes out to. But we basically invited our stalker to be part of the O&A family. That's how stupid we are.
Yeah.
Like, people now know Stalker Patty, and they love her in the O&A community, and she posts, and she works at Starbucks, and she comes in, and she's a huge fan. The reality is, she was a true stalker of me personally and of the show in general.
Any normal person would have had a restraining order put against her and taken all the advice from people as far as stalkers go, where you don't have contact with them, you don't do anything. But for some reason, we embraced her.
She figured out where I lived. Back in the day, she would follow me to Penn Station on subways.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I look up and like, what are you doing?
Just taking a ride on the train.
And the first time you give it to that person, like, it's a coincidence. But then when it happens over and over again, you're like, wow, this person is a bit obsessed.
Yeah.
And then when I moved into New York, there was a Starbucks up in my neighborhood that not many people really go to. It's not one of these areas of Manhattan that you walk through on a regular basis. And all of a sudden I'm in a Starbucks and she's there.
I'm watching
what is going on? But whatever. We've embraced her, but that's how stupid we are.
Yeah.
So we got Rick, just yelling and screaming in a lame little rag magazine that you could get for free in bars and restaurants, saying how he wasn't treated right and only one of the guys had his back and that me, Opie, they couldn't print the word, so it was I'm a D. It could be the D for your junk, or it could be the D as in chills.
Right.
Or no, but I mean, just the D by itself. And then he goes, and everyone is scared to say it to him, but I'm not. All dramatic in this article, but I'm not scared to say what I'm saying, man.
He didn't say a word down on the sidewalk.
Exactly. We've said it many times, but the late summer, early fall of last year, the PD, who was completely a waste of space, was running this place, and she had a relationship with Rick, who used to work for our show. So Rick, make a long story short, was coming into our building to hopefully get a gig.
Yeah.
And he ran into Aunt and I on the sidewalk. Could have said whatever he wanted to my face. I was right there.
Then and there.
I was right there.
Right there was the perfect opportunity.
And it was cordial, it was small talk. And then he moved on. I'm like, oh, whatever. I guess he's doing okay with his life. I don't know what he's up to. And then fast forward about 8 months, he's like trashing us in this rag magazine.
Oh, and Chauncey Hayden's rag. That thing should be, you know what it should be used for? When you take your dog out and he leaves a huge steaming pile of nagel on the sidewalk, you just pick it up with that rag and throw it away.
Right.
See his dumb eyes over the computer monitor.
Oh,
Eric.
He hates that. By the way, that's the new bit around the office.
What a big pile of nagel.
Yeah, whenever you reference crap, just say nagel.
All of a sudden, you're going to get an email from Crap. Hey, look, I don't appreciate the association. I'm sorry, Eric. Crap can't.
Imagine.
Oh, the look on his face. He's not a
Oh, no. He is really peeved about this whole bit. He doesn't like it.
So Rick had his day in the sun, which completely, burns every remaining bridge that he had in this business. Mm-hmm. Whatever. But I want to make it perfectly clear. The guy could have said all that stuff right to my face. I was right there.
Yeah, it didn't say a word.
You're real brave, Rick. Real brave. Real brave. I was a foot away from you. You had nothing to say, and you know that, and I know that. So then it leads us to today, where another disgruntled employee, and I know that this disgruntled employee is in cahoots with another disgruntled employee, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. And when this person got fired, you're going to hear a lot of the same stuff I said at the 6 o'clock hour, hopefully with a few jokes thrown in. When this employee got fired about a year and a half ago, he started harassing the hell out of me. No one else on the show. Actually, he harassed a few other people, but not to the extent he was harassing me. Every once in a while, I can't bring names into this right now, but I know of others that were harassed, but just not to the level I was harassed. Over and over again, text messages around the
Hundreds,
clock.
yeah.
Actually, close to 1,000, I would have to say. Close to 1,000.
That's pretty wacky.
Close to a few hundred calls easily, a few hundred voicemails. Just really pissed at me because he got fired from the Opie and Anthony show. And like I said earlier, what amazes me, and I still don't understand to this day, is why he went after me when I was the one that took it upon myself to really, A, get this guy help, B, save his ass on many occasions because I knew he was going through some issues. What those issues are, I will go on record. I really don't know for sure. I have some pretty good educated guesses. Okay?
We all had our theories on what was going on with the guy based on our own life experiences. You could look around and kind of see what the hell was going on with the guy. It was issues.
We used to think it was fun when he would exaggerate and tell just amazing lies about a million different celebrities. And we actually found it fun. Mm-hmm. Fun. But now the lies are coming back to haunt me, and I got a major situation to deal with now, which is fine. I get it. I'm fine with it. So he just kept harassing me. I didn't get a restraining order. But some of the things he was saying in the text messages, it was very obvious that he had some major issues, and we were able to at least say, you really got to stop because this could lead to a really bad place for you personally. This is not smart. Even then, I was like, this isn't smart. I could have taken legal actions for some of the stuff he was texting in this thing. But once again, feeling sorry for somebody, I just was like, no, we'll handle it a different way. And now I'm kicking myself that I didn't handle it the other way. And I'm hoping that I can still do it the other way. Because now it's all out. Now it's an all-out war.
Yeah.
All out.
Now you go.
So during these text messages that were around the clock, hundreds, if not close to 1,000, it's somewhere in there because I wasn't writing him back. He really wanted to get to me. He wanted to get under my skin. He started hinting that there's a sex tape starring my now fiance. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh God. All right. Well, I almost said his name. All right. And I'm like, oh, and I rolled my eyes, and we were even having fun with it around the office and stuff. Can you believe he's actually doing this? This is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Because it just fell in line with all of the other just crap that he'd come up with. It became a running joke that everything he said was just was crap. Like, guys, Ben Affleck. I'm going to get Ben Affleck for the show. Are you?
Right.
Really? Okay. Oh, sorry.
We have hundreds of those examples. By
Yeah.
Hundreds.
And it was just like these A-list celebrities, and you never saw hide nor hair of them.
Right.
And there were other stories about things and promises that were made, and just they never materialized. And then we realized, oh my God, this guy is just like lying at every turn.
Right. And the text messages, he was just trying to get to me, doing this, doing that, threatening me with physical harm, all sorts of crazy ass stuff. And I should have done something. I didn't. And then that didn't get to me. So then he started hinting there's a sex tape. And of course, if someone's going to say there's a sex tape starring someone that you love, it's going to, obviously it's going to like get to you a little bit.
Yeah.
But I knew the source. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And that was a year and a half ago. And I thought we were finally done with it. But somehow this ass got together with another disgruntled employee and then got Chauncey Hayden involved, who hates our guts. Because we don't acknowledge him as a journalist or anything. He's just another one of these losers with serious issues deep down in his soul. They all got together and came up with a fine cocktail today, and they got page 6 in the Post to actually print this nonsense.
Yeah.
And page 6 we know they hate us.
They hate us
because Richard Johnson is it's no secret but he likes Howard a lot, and we what's going on between the two shows.
We've had
there
problems over the years, so he doesn't like us.
So now a year and a half after this person has claimed this quote sex tape, it's now in print in a paper.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not true. These guys know it's not true, but now I have to effing deal with this.
Yeah. Well, deal with it. Deal with it right.
So the haters are having a lot of fun today. But you know what? Be careful with what you say. Be careful with what you print, because you're going to be very disappointed in the end.
Chauncey had the opportunity to call you up, get your statement on the whole thing, but that would have blown it up. It would have not made an interesting story, because you'd have said, no, there isn't. I'll show me one frame from a sex tape.
Yeah.
And then it would have ruined the story. So, of course, why get in touch with you?
And my statement, I made it at 6, but I'll say it again. It is very easy. Very easy.
Mm-hmm.
I have $100,000 in cash.
Yep.
In cash. To the,
unmarked bills.
To the first person that brings me, and hear me out, because they'll misprint this crap.
Yeah.
A copy of the sex tape. That means you could keep the original and all the other copies, quote, you might have.
Sell it to people, put it on websites, do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. Bring me a lousy copy. That doesn't mean I'm trying to buy the tape. And I will hand over $100,000.
Yep. Because it doesn't exist.
Guess what? No one is collecting the $100,000. Trust me on this. And this person has no idea what he started, man. He has no effing idea.
Oh.
He's a severely damaged person. And, someday you could have your fun with all this and move on to the next thing that's going to get under my skin or someone else's skin. But guess what? Eventually you're going to have to deal with your demons. Eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And stop blaming everyone else. Everyone else for your failures. Blame everyone else because you couldn't hold the job.
Oh, Opie's willing to spend money on this one, and he still has his communion money.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, exactly. Everyone knows that.
Cash, it doesn't exist. If you offered money for the Zapruder film, I would believe it was a phony.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, but you got to deal with it now, and it's and
this is the type of guy. I said this earlier too. This is the type of guy that if he did have a tape like this, he would not physically or mentally be able to hold on to it and keep it under wraps for that long. He'd have at least, to get to Opie, emailed him stills from it or something. Just some evidence that, hey, look what I got. but it doesn't exist. So it's another wild concoction in this guy's head, one of the many wild concoctions. And then the printing in the paper, these lies that Opie's been behind the scenes trying to stop distribution.
You could look that up.
Of this. When did that happen?
Wouldn't a lawyer be involved with that? Isn't that public file? So why doesn't the media go do a little research?
Do some research.
You see, suckers.
See if you filed any kind of C&D or filed, what do they call that when you try to keep something from getting out?
You're not even going
to... injunction. I'll slap an injunction on him.
You're not even going to find that as far as me dealing with this disgruntled employee.
No.
To shut him up.
No.
It was just very obvious that, he knew. He knew that he was being stupid.
Did he?
And that,
well, a moment of clarity?
Well, at the time, because, he finally realized and stopped his nonsense. But for some reason now, a year and a half later, this rears its ugly head again.
Ugh.
So, it says Opie fiancé and sex video. The Sex Man Opie and Anthony radio show is facing its own carnal comeuppance. Greg Opie Hughes is said to be livid over an X-rated romp starring his stunning blonde fiancée. No, I'm livid because this is being printed. I was nowhere near livid before today. And the reason I'm livid is because now they're printing complete lies in the paper. And I don't give a crap. I swear, man, I don't care. For the most part, I don't care what people say about me, and you can print whatever you want in the paper. They printed horrific things when we did our Sex for Sam thing and all the other radio things we did over the years. But my chick doesn't want to be involved with any of this crap. That's why
kept a low profile.
That's why I do care. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's said to be livid over an X-rated romp starring his stunning blonde fiancée, known by her first name. And by the way, the sex tape isn't me and her. It's according to the paper, it's her and someone she's never met in her life. Bam.
Yeah.
Bam Margera. A disgruntled ex-employee of the radio duo recently acquired rights to the video. It's just an all-out lie, and I'll say it again. One copy, not even the original. One copy. You can make 1,000 copies. Give me one of them to prove this is true, and I will hand over $100,000. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is?
Rather have a drink there.
Oh, and here it is, and this is, and here's some bullet points here, okay, for the media. Once you start looking into, what I don't even know how you do it, public files or whatever, to see what kind of lawsuits and injunctions are being filed. Yeah. Okay, do that because the next line is really interesting. A disgruntled, all right, required the rights to the video from Bam himself. Bam himself listen to this craziness.
Yeah.
Bam himself turned over a sex tape to a disgruntled loser employee of ours, ex-employee of ours.
Right.
On what effing planet?
Yeah, why would he do that?
On what effing planet did that happen? And it's soon to be released on a pay-for-play website. Go for it.
Really?
Go for it. Really?
Soon to be.
Oh, and Chauncey is the one that wrote this. So Chauncey, how soon? How soon?
And what's the site? Wouldn't you have plugged it in there? Soon to be on.
How soon, P-boy? How soon, P-boy? You're not too brave now.
And how much can you make on a pay-for-play website? People would do it once and copy it. You'd make $1.80. It's just idiotic on every level. Doesn't
this
make
is
sense.
reports stepping out Chauncey Hayden. And then this is in this lovely article. They're doing the nasty, and I mean nasty, Hayden says. So, Chauncey, are you saying you saw this tape?
Yeah, Chauncey then must have seen it.
You do realize what you're saying by having that in print, right? You do realize that.
Mm-hmm.
You do realize that.
Yeah.
And what's very interesting, you've never met my girl, and there's no way you would know what she looks like. So you standing by that statement, Chauncey? I ask you that today. And then it says, Hughes is taking legal action to prevent its distribution. Really, that's something you can look up. This is something that started a year and a half ago. Go back and check it out. Check it out. A year and a half all the way up to today. You're not going to find nothing. Let's see. Distraught. Apparently, he's so distraught that he's banned the name Bam from being mentioned on the show.
Really?
Holy S. Did I do that, Jimmy?
No.
Exactly.
Hope not. I like to say it. It's a fun word.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve from Bayshore.
What?
By nasty, Chauncey means it was a guy and girl having sex. He only likes videos featuring gentlemen of mutual affection. Yeah, maybe that was what he meant by nasty.
People are confused because of our old bit, $100,000. No, I'm talking $100,000 in cash.
Yeah.
Dollars. And then you got some haters writing us a feedback. How you reacting? It seems like it might be true. No, I'm reacting because this crap gets to be printed without anyone, doing just a little bit of research, a little bit of snooping around.
I don't think you're reacting like it's true.
Well, but that's what the haters do, Ralph.
Is that why we weren't? Because we wanted to have Emerald Lagasse on, but Opie said no.
Emerald Lagasse.
Think about it. Think about it.
I got
Thank
it.
you.
Hope you don't ban the word boo. Boo.
Oh, damn it.
I don't get the Emerald Lagasse shit.
Oh, that's what he says when he spices something up. He goes, bam!
Let's
How do you know that?
I see. He used to be popular for 10 minutes.
why don't we get Bam on the phone?
Yeah, there you go.
Let's get Bam.
There's
on the
an
phone.
idea.
I'm not hiding, you idiot on this feedback who thought I'm reacting in a weird way. Let's get Bam
What?
on the phone.
That's a good idea.
Let's get Richard Johnson from Page 6 on the phone. Let's see if he's prepared to.
Dick Johnson?
Let's see if he's prepared to stand behind these false allegations. Let's get Chauncey on the phone and see if he's brave enough to stand behind this.
Yeah, where is he?
They're all hiding.
You were completely available to any of these people in the media for a comment, and what did they say? Oh, Greg Hughes was unavailable for comment. Really?
His rep.
Were you? Yeah. His rep? What? Bob? It's the only rep we have.
That boy.
Bob didn't
get a call?
Calls.
Because the second he gets a call, he calls us.
It's a thing they do in the media. They could say that, and there's no way of proving they actually made the phone call or reached out. It's a very, they do it all the time.
I love when Bob calls me late at night. It's like Ambien. Just kind of nod right out.
How do we get Bam on the phone?
How do you do that?
You got Bam's number?
No.
All right, we'll try to get him on the phone as well. All right, so so effing frustrating, I'll tell you. This what we did for this guy.
Because it's
what
just,
we did for
it's
this
crap.
guy over the years. What we did for him.
He'll never know because he was never told, really. He was told things like, look, you better step up. You better watch yourself. The brass is looking, things like that. But he wasn't told how many times we were asked, look, we want to get rid of this guy. And we sat there and said, no, Opie personally said to Elo, look, give the kid another shot.
Give him a break.
Maybe he's got some issues.
Well, I know a bunch of issues he's dealing with, which are real issues that I know for a fact.
Yeah.
Okay. But he's got some serious demons.
Yeah.
And he can continue down this road, and he'll go down other roads. He'll move on from this and come up with something else. I guarantee it.
But
eventually he's going to have to deal with the demons that are making him do this.
I got a phone call from Elo one day,
and his father is a very powerful guy, and he's not going to be happy when he gets the phone call today because this could affect him too.
I got a call from Elo once, and he said, "Look, he's gone. We're firing him." And I was talking and going, come on, give the guy another shot. We'll have a talk with him or something. And Elo actually said, "Okay, look, I'll let you guys handle it. It's your show. You guys know what's best." And then after a while, like I said before, it got to the point where it went so far upstairs that it was out of our hands. They just said, no, look, it's been too many times. This is the final straw. He's gone. We got to fire him. And even then we were like, come on. And they said no.
Dude.
And then he got the boot. And what did he do? He turned around and just started bashing.
Know what's sad, too? We have him on record lying. So this is, if that doesn't, whatever. It's really just frustrating that I got to deal with it. But because there was a big incident that happened that was really serious. And everyone had to give statements. Everybody. And he gave a statement to lawyers, actual lawyers. There was a possible case involved with this. We got to beat around the bush a little bit here. And then a video surfaced that proved that he was lying in his statement that we still have. And he almost took the whole effing show down with that lie. And that is when Eric said, we can't have him around.
Yeah, the liability.
We can't have him around. He's going to take you guys all out with this crap. And even then, I was like, I was bummed. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was bummed. I'm like, come on, man. He really needs help. Maybe we could do some other things and get him some of this help, and then maybe he comes back on the show. I don't know.
And what do you get?
And he goes, no, this time around it's out of your hands. This has to be done. He lied to a lawyer. So, Chauncey. You are just a scum.
Yeah, he's
You are a scum.
He's just got a paper blog. It's a paper blog.
And trust me, I'm fully aware that you're frustrated that we don't, acknowledge you and give you the respect that you desperately want from Howard.
That's what he hates.
And everybody else, and you want respect from fellow journalists, but you know what you are. You're just a scum.
We sat at a table with him when he interviewed us.
Scum.
For Penthouse, and he did nothing but rip Howard apart, talking about his hair and personal stuff, and just ripping him apart and saying, "Oh my God, you guys are great." And then, I guess we didn't give him enough respect.
The last time I saw him, which was years ago, he came running up. It was at Privilege. It was some kind of something going on. Somebody had a book that came out or something. I don't know exactly. And he came running up to me to shake my hand, all excited that I was there. And I just turned my back on the guy.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with him.
Now he's got a vendetta.
Because this is the type of guy he is. Ugh. I don't shake hands of phonies ever.
Douche.
Ever.
Ass. Ready to broadcast.
That's right. We're ready. Barely. It's been a long 24 hours. It's been a fun 24 hours. I'll start off by saying this. There's a lot of people that are going to be waking up, shaking in their boots.
Oh, I thought you were just going to stop it right there. A lot of people are going to be waking up. Just thought I'd put that out there. Shaking in their boots.
Oh, yeah, I had to keep it FCC friendly.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, shitting their pants, but...
Whoa. Whoa. That's got to be a record. That's got to be a record.
See, that's what I wanted to say, but see, you can't say that on radio.
No.
But, man, I feel sorry for a lot of people. A lot of people today. Actually, I don't feel sorry for any of them.
No, why should you?
This has been coming for a very, very long time. A very long time. Yesterday was the perfect storm of I've had it.
Yeah.
I've had it with ex-employees trashing us in publications after they get fired or let go from this radio show. And we don't even fire people in a way like get the F out. We're always really nice. Like, it's just not working out. And, if we could help you get another gig, I'm here for you, man. And maybe we could get another job for you within the organization. We're never, even douchey about that.
No, we got to take a little... I think we ought to fire people like Mr. Spacely.
Mr. Spacely.
Or Mr. Slate. Just... fired. Well, or Vince.
Like we said yesterday, our fault is we hire damaged people, and we think
you're fired.
That's how we got to do it.
Right. You're fired.
Fired.
We hire damaged people because they make for some fine radio. Mm-hmm. I will never deny that. But then in the back of your head, and I were talking a lot yesterday, and we were talking about some of this stuff. And in the back of your head, you're thinking, wow, this person could turn on us.
Yeah, hey, one of these days.
I remember, and once again, I'm not naming any names. I mean, we've had a lot of people work for us over the years.
Yeah.
I remember a certain employee, instead of like working for the show, he would just spend like an incredible, I don't even want to put a time limit on it, like just an incredible amount of time on computers and on different phones, just harassing the hell out of other radio shows.
Yeah.
And I thought it was hilarious. But I remember even back then, this can't be good in the end. Somehow this is going to hurt us.
Yeah.
We were going down memory lane yesterday, weren't we?
Oh, certainly were.
So yesterday was a perfect firestorm of, just finally fed up with ex-employees running to the media to try to trash us and take us down.
And the stupid media just buying anything they hear because it makes for a good story.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the other part of this.
So they print out-and-out lies.
Well, they've been printing out-and-out lies about all of us on this radio show. They never get their facts right. That's one reason
I know.
why.
Jimmy Norton, heterosexual. Why?
Well, hold on.
Huh? What?
That was a low blow.
It certainly was. Now eat your banana sexy like.
I don't want to eat. I just want to play with it.
push the back of your head on. I love when you do that.
Come on, we need some. give us the. Yeah.
He pushes the back of his head onto his banana as he eats it.
We definitely need some.
That's so goddamn funny.
We need a lot more humor today because yesterday was very, very serious. But for years, the media gets it wrong about us, gets it wrong about our show, gets it wrong about some of the crazy, outrageous things we've done with our radio show. Yeah. And once again, not saying this for boo-hoo. We know what we got ourselves into. But yesterday, it finally came to a point like, had it done. Yeah. Now we're going to have some fun. Mm-hmm. And boy, was I on the phone pretty much. What time did we leave yesterday? 9 in the morning? From 9 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. And boy, did we as a radio show get a lot of things accomplished yesterday.
A lot of things came together. A lot of people came to the table.
Absolutely.
Any more cliches I could throw in there?
No.
Damn.
No. And of course, the newspapers today all running scared and hiding. And not printing a follow-up to yesterday's rant that we did on this show.
Why would they?
This all started with page 6 from the Post claiming that that my lovely fiancée, who doesn't want to be part of any of this crap, who is an extremely bright girl, she's a shy girl, has no desire to be famous, no desire to be in the media spotlight, no desire to, quote, get a little exposure. Page 6, and this Chauncey Hayden went after my girl yesterday and claimed that, before she met me, she did a sex tape with Bam Margera.
Right.
Which is just an all-out lie, and I think a lot of people are starting to realize that today. But unfortunately, the damage has been done, and now it's going to get really, really ugly. Mm-hmm. Some of the things I found out yesterday, page 6 says they try to contact you and I and our agent for the last 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we're easily accessible.
I will be signing an affidavit on that point alone. No one tried to contact me. No one tried to contact Bam Margera, by the way. Wait till we get into that part of the story a little later this morning.
Gee, I wonder how you know that.
Wait till we get into that part a little later this morning.
Wait till the Bombay doors open up and we drop a few.
Right.
Today.
The fact is, we got disgruntled employees that are damaged people, bad people, not human, that couldn't take it when their time with the Opie and Anthony show was up, and now they feel like they have to get us back. That's fine, actually. That's human nature. I kind of get that in a way, but not when it comes to just telling flat out lies, which a couple people in recent weeks have been doing. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you got Chauncey Hayden, who has hated us for a very, very long time because we don't give him the respect that he's just desperately freaking hoping for. You know, he's a Howard guy, and then when Howard Stern, doesn't like the guy or he's on the outs with Howard, Then he tries to come into our camp and get on our good side and trash Howard, blah, blah, blah. We just kind of go, oh, that's real interesting, Chauncey, great, blah, blah, blah. And we don't want anything to do with the guy. So he's had it out for us for a long time. So he decides, somehow he was able to get Page Six to print this incredible lie yesterday about my girl and the sex tape.
Yeah.
I'll give you this much already. I have proof. Someone talked to Chauncey yesterday on record. Okay, mm-hmm. Chauncey admitted on record in this interview that he never saw a tape.
Now, the newspaper article said there's a tape where they're doing the nasty, and he says, "Oh, and it's nasty."
He is quoted in Page Six saying, about this sex tape starring my fiancée, that the action is nasty or something like that. Oh, it is nasty.
Nasty, and I mean nasty.
And I mean, what's the exact quote? Because I'm not,
I'm a douche.
Well, me, mm-hmm. Yeah. Where is it there, Iraq?
No Chauncey.
We don't have it in front of me right now. We'll get it in a second. And it comes out here. Here's the exact quote, because my buddy from FMQB, this guy Mike, interviewed Chauncey yesterday. Oh, here it is. This is what Chauncey Hayden said in the article in Page Six yesterday about this sex tape. Chauncey Hayden, they're doing the nasty, and I mean nasty, Hayden says. Hughes is taking legal action to prevent its distribution. No, I'm not. Never did, because the tape doesn't exist.
Wrong.
And I want to thank the media for just blowing off the fact that I offered $100,000 yesterday for not even the original, quote, sex tape. I said I would offer $100,000 for a copy of the tape.
Yeah, just to prove it exists.
Because I know damn well it doesn't exist, and that's why I threw that out there. The paper's completely avoided that. Completely. Because they don't want to be involved at this point, because they know this is just complete BS.
Yep.
And stupid David Hinckley, this was the biggest radio story in New York yesterday. His headline in his radio column says, Zippier Morning News show is going public.
Wow, really?
That's what he wrote about in today's paper, and we had the biggest radio story in New York yesterday.
Hinckley's column, one flag.
We'll get into that a little later, too. Zippier Morning News show is going public. Way to go, David. Way to have your pulse on what's happening in New York radio.
Yeah.
So so Chauncey's quoted saying that in this Page Six article yesterday about the sex tape. So my buddy Mike from FMQB calls Chauncey, and this douche who is so desperate for attention and desperate for acceptance and desperate for fame actually called Mike back.
What a dummy. Why would you do that?
And if you go to fmqb.com, you can see this for yourself. But basically, this is what is printed. Contacted by FMQB, Hayden admitted he hasn't actually seen the tape, but was made aware of its alleged existence by a couple ex-employees of the Opie and Anthony show, saying they described the tape in such great detail that he believed they were telling the truth. Now, when I read that to Anthony yesterday, we probably laughed. We couldn't even talk anymore. We probably laughed for 2 straight minutes. Because I go, hey, Anthony, I got a sex tape, of you. I'm going to describe it now.
Yeah, describe it to prove that it exists. All right, it was you. You have like a mustache.
Looks like you got a goatee on.
A goatee kind of thing. Yeah. Is that enough detail?
Yeah, this Chauncey Hayden has been a scum for many, many years, and you know what? He finally got caught, and it's going to get, Chauncey, I know you're listening, it's going to get so ugly for you, and I don't even feel sorry for you. You're a dope.
Neither.
You're a dope. You've been gunning for us for a long time, and guess what? You are so done now. You are so done.
He craves attention. Well, you're going to get a lot of attention, I guess. The guy's an attention whore.
Well, you're going to get some great attention now.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's going to realize what kind of a hack you really are.
Phony.
It's been out there. A few other celebrities have complained about some of the interviews that they have done with Chauncey, and now we got a doozy. We got a doozy brewing right now. Doozy.
Remember when he said you called him up after an interview?
Yeah, and no one believed me.
Yeah,
no one believed me.
That was another.
I had to tell Ant. I didn't say that. Like, we did an interview back with Chauncey. This was early on in our New York career when we didn't really know his character. And we told you he came in and he was trashing Howard like crazy because he was on the outs with Howard. And we're like, well, that's wonderful. But, you know, if you're here to interview us, why don't we do the interview? And it turned out to be in Penthouse magazine, which should have been a nice thing for us. But there were so many lies in the interview.
Ugh.
He started talking about other radio shows that weren't even on in New York yet when we did the interview. There were so many things in this thing that were wrong. And then he claims I called up and I wanted more attention than Anthony.
More credit for Wow.
For Wow. And,
that's what it was.
And other things.
Yeah. It's like, really?
What? How would that help me in the end?
Yeah.
And then he's gone on Howard like a million times to say that exact story. And I have to just sit here and bite my lip like this guy is full of S and someday he'll get his. Well, guess what? We finally got him really, really good. And we got Page 6 and the Post really, really good.
This just shows them for the phony lying sacks. Right.
You can't just print lies like the Post did yesterday without even doing minimal fact checking.
Mm-hmm.
Minimal. Like, no one contacted me to get my opinion or my thoughts on this whole thing that was going down, okay? And more importantly, no one contacted Bam Margera.
Nope.
Guess what? It took maybe 10 minutes to get him on the phone yesterday after the show. Maybe 10 minutes.
Yep.
And boy, do we have a bombshell a little later this morning.
Six Flags!
We have a bombshell. We just have to do a couple things with something, and then we got to find bombshell.
Something.
And you know what? This one I don't let go. Sorry, I've had it. And this stupid Channel 11 News, they started going with the story, and guess what? They realized quickly, oh my God, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But it might be too late for Channel 11 too. What are we doing? We told you.
Dummies.
We told you that there's disgruntled employees doing whatever they can to take us down.
Dummies.
How are you, Jimmy?
Very tired, thanks to trying to set up my PlayStation 3.
Oh.
You want PlayStation 3?
Yes, I wanted a Blu-ray player.
Very good.
Couldn't you just get a Blu-ray player and an Xbox?
A, that's two things, and B, it's upgradable. We all know this. I can plug the PlayStation.
Dude, you know what you need? You need an audio-video guy, because I also got a PlayStation 3, and my audio-video guy came in this week and just tweaked my system and set it up like nothing. The PlayStation 3's on my remote. All I have to do is click, and the whole thing goes on for me.
That's what I got the same thing.
You know what I'm talking about?
One button, all your components just line up for just that thing.
Jimmy, you're crazy. Audio video guy, it doesn't even cost that much. I have a remote. I could go, I want to watch TV. Click, TV goes on, poof. I want to listen to XM satellite radio. Hit the button, poof, it's on.
You probably got the same system I have. Is it that little remote with the touch screen?
With this one? I got two. I got a big.
It's pretty big.
I got a big one that that's just in the corner charging, and then I got a smaller, more manageable one. And then he put a button on there, PlayStation 3. Click it, TV goes on right to the home page or whatever you want to call it of PlayStation.
Yeah.
The remote for the PlayStation, you buy a separate for the remote for PlayStation 3. I couldn't get it to pick up on the Bluetooth. I hooked it up.
No.
But I have like 5 different remotes.
That's what
it's remote central at my house.
Yeah, but Jimmy, you get an audio video guy. It's not going to cost you much. Ant's got a guy. I got a guy. He'll come in.
It up.
I got a guy.
Why can't I use one of your guys? I don't want to use my own guy. I want one of your guys.
Get your own
That's
guy.
what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you the information right after this break.
Okay.
And then all those remotes go into one lousy remote, and then you're off and running.
I have a universal remote. I spent like $400 on it like 8 months ago. I never hooked it up.
Right.
It's supposed to cover the entire house.
You need audio. See, that's why these audio video guys are essential. You can't hook that stuff up by yourself. You'll drive yourself nuts. How about a DVD? DVD, poof, you know the old days, you got to find the channel and stuff. Oh, well, I got to push, I got to get to channel 3, or I got to go to input 3. Screw all that. One button, boom, you're ready to watch DVDs. So, by the way, thanks for the phone call yesterday.
Oh, of course, man.
I mean, your real friends come out of the woodwork when when you need them. A lot of people that I thought hated me were calling yesterday.
Where's what I call?
No, I'm not saying you were one of those.
And the fact of me asking about the extra money and stuff, yes, it was.
Yeah, that was probably a bad day to ask. Right. And a lot of people on message boards beyond cool to my girl, and I got to tell you, I greatly appreciate that, and she totally appreciates that. So, all right, we're heading for our first break. We got we're not going to spend all day on this, obviously, but we do have a bombshell. We have a doozy that's coming up very, very soon. I do want to make it perfectly clear that this is not going away. It will be going off the air, I'm sure, because it's just going to fade away. But but in my personal life, this is. I'm all in.
Paramount.
I'm all in. Simple as that. I'm meeting with some. Let's just put it this way. I'm meeting with some big ass people today. Big ass people.
Like people with big asses? Why would you even do that?
Big asses, but big brains.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just going out and meeting with people with big asses, and they'd be like, "Why are you talking to me? I just have a big ass."
So, Page 6 should have done just basic reporting. And this would have never been in the paper, obviously, and you wouldn't have got a lot of people pissed. Actually, people above me, way above me, actually pissed off too. So this is going to get really, really interesting. All you had to do was call me, call Anthony, call Jim Norton, call our agent. They would have laughed in your face and explained what this disgruntled employee is all about, and all the info we already have on this guy. We have a huge file on this guy, and that's all I'm going to say.
A dossier.
And you could have called Bam Margera, who supposedly is starring in this tape. And within 2 minutes, you would have realized that it's all a pack of lies. But you didn't want to do that. So now we're going to have some fun. Now we're going to have a lot of fun.
They've got these supposed journalists have gotten so lazy over the years. They're we watch the stupid Channel 11 news, and we laugh at the fact that they pull video off of YouTube,
right,
and use it on their broadcast. And it's when you blow a YouTube video up to the size of a flat screen television, the quality's horrible.
But Anthony, that's what we do.
No, we talk about YouTube.
Yeah. No, the point you make.
It's just one of those things. They'd rather just do that than go out with a camera crew and maybe get their own video, and I'm not talking about these kids did something wacky and here's the video of it.
You make a good point. Let me jump in here. Like you're talking about, let's say, there's a horrific story about this bear from the grizzly bear from Semi-Pro, right?
Do you mean hysterical? Or horrific?
It's hilarious. We'll get into it right after the break.
Animals win another.
Right. But this is what Channel 11 would do. Instead of trying to get a really nice clip from the studios or something of Semi-Pro when they do this story today, they will find the YouTube version. That's what you're totally
That's
getting
exactly what they do.
That's the laziness of Channel 11 and other news stations.
And it's just some poor little interns got to go, and they go, "Oh, find me a clip." And they find a clip, and that's it.
See, we had a relationship with Channel 11, though. So why wouldn't you at least just call and find out? You got to report what you have to report.
Right.
But you can't just do your homework.
Yeah, really scoop everybody and get the other side of the story.
Do your homework. Do your job.
Right. None of them do it anymore. It's not even. You can't even just blame them. None of these news stations, especially the local news. You got CNN and Fox, but your local news stations, they're lazy. They're not journalists. They're news readers. They don't know how to report. They don't know how to find a story. That's a lost art.
Right. Absolutely. And yesterday was that was it for me. I'm done. I'm done. So. We got to take our first break. We have some amazing stories today. The grizzly bear story we'll do right after the break. Also, I got a bombshell as far as this whole sex tape thing that we started. The post started yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the faithful listeners hate when we tease stuff. Because it could take us another half hour to 40 minutes to reveal what I'm talking about.
Half hour to 40 minutes.
But you know what? For the faithful, I want you to, start snooping around YouTube. There you go. Snoop around YouTube.
There you go.
Do a little snooping.
Yep.
Those are for the proactive listeners of the show. And if you're lazy and you don't feel like doing that, I understand. Just hang out, and we'll reveal our bombshell. Okay?
Right.
Opie and Anthony. Let's say hi to Wes in Alabama. Wes, what's up?
Hey guys, what's happening?
Good morning.
Actually, this is Wes and Ella. Yeah, I mean, like, it would kind of suck if I said Alakazam.
You were trying to make a joke because the article yesterday said that we banned the word "bam" from this radio
Oh,
show.
so you can't say Alabama. I get it.
All right, Wes. Thank you, sir. Turns out Bam is a stand-up guy. Turns out he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
So we'll have a little something in the 7 o'clock hour.
Sure.
If you're interested in that whole sex tape scandal that started in the Post yesterday.
So scandalous.
Oh, boy. People are waking up not happy today. Not happy today. I'm happy today. Other people are not going to be happy today, especially later on today. Phone number 877-212-0A if you got anything for the radio show. What else is going on? I didn't get to watch the news or read any papers or magazines in the last 24 hours.
You were busy.
I know. I don't know anything, actually. I was even going to just pull something out of my you-know-what, but I don't know.
I know nothing.
Did I mention that I was trying to hook up my PlayStation 3? I'm not very good at those things.
That's all you can think about now, right,
Or
Jimmy?
Jimmy.
Awful.
Well, your Grand Theft Auto video on YouTube's getting quite an amount of views there.
Audio. It's hilarious. My face, I got no play out of it.
Yeah, I know.
My pretty face didn't even get shown.
But it's YouTube, so you got to call the video. So basically what you see is a Grand Theft Auto 4 graphic, and then you hear Jimmy playing Grand Theft Auto. And, man, the gaming community just ate it up. Mm-hmm. And now our paper today in New York here is talking about Grand Theft Auto and how it's based on New York City and all. When does it come out? Tuesday?
Yeah, 29th, right?
Right, and that's why you got the PlayStation 3, Jimmy?
No, I actually was going to get an Xbox 360, but I got the PlayStation because I want a Blu-ray player. I saw Clockwork Orange was sold on Blu-ray. I'm like, I have to see this. I want to try this technology anyway. And my DVD player was broken. So it plays DVDs, too.
Right.
Yeah.
So I
just got separate Blu-ray and...
The only reason I didn't do that's a funny story.
Oh, funny.
The guy told me that if you get it separate, you can't use it online to upgrade. This one goes online, so I can upgrade and download updates constantly.
Updates the Blu-ray?
Yeah, for the whole system.
Really?
But for the Blu-ray, there's different things that come out that the player wouldn't have that I bought.
Well.
So now it will have it.
Problem with using PlayStation 3, I try to do it with PlayStation 2. Use it as a DVD player. You're like, rewind. Is that X triangle square?
That's my shooting button.
Right, or is it just a square?
No, I bought a separate remote for PlayStation 3 that you could use as a DVD.
Is that what they did with PlayStation 3?
It's a brand new remote. It's like a regular
Nice.
remote.
I was wondering if they were going to do that because I just got mine hooked up. And
I think play is how I lob grenades.
Exactly. Because the guy's like, good news. No, I don't know if I got a remote because he set it up. He goes, good news, you can play Blu-ray through this thing, and he goes, the bad news, you got to still use the controller.
Yeah, I bought
which was always a pain in the neck when you were trying to play DVDs off that system. Let's say hi to Brooklyn Ace. Brooklyn Ace, what's up?
Morning, boys. Opie, since you haven't been able to pay attention to the news lately, there was in this article in the Post yesterday about this guy, Greg Hughes, something about him and his fiancée having a sex tape about the Bam. I don't know. Well, check into it.
Thank you, sir. We're going to be dropping a bombshell in the 7 o'clock hour as far as that whole situation goes. Let's have some fun. You're checking out the Opie and Anthony Show, starring little Jimmy Norton, who's ranting and raving as the commercials play. It enrages you, right?
I'm so irritated at this because for your chick to wind up in the paper when it was just so easy for someone to do their goddamn jobs. These lazy sleazebags in the media don't do their job. You stink at your jobs. You're not men who do your jobs.
No.
It's really irritating. They could have easily contacted the show and gotten a comment. We tried for... No, you didn't. You're lying.
No one tried to contact us.
You're lying.
That I know of, anyway. Maybe they contacted some. I don't know.
It used to be about finding facts, and reporters, I guess, were proud of getting a scoop and getting to the bottom of something. Nowadays, it's all about, just like I said, they send an intern out to pick up some video off of YouTube. They use old B-roll that they shot a while back to do another fat person story. It's just there's no reporting being done anymore. Like Jimmy said, the simplest thing would have been just to hit the phones, sit down at your stupid desk, hit the phones, and start making some phone calls to people and try to get to the bottom of something. But they don't do that because they don't know how. They're not journalists. They're news readers.
And one of the themes of this fine radio show is to call these idiots out.
Yeah.
We do it all the time with local news. We laugh at this Channel 11 here in New York. We think it's more of a comedy show than actual news. We make fun of seeing it. We go after these guys, and it affected me personally yesterday. So now it's got to get ugly because I finally had it. I've had it with ex-employees trashing us after we did nothing but help their careers and help them financially over the years. You know, there's people that have it out for us. I get that. But why don't you write that in the paper? Like, well, the reason we're doing this is because we really don't like those guys. And actually, we kind of
have an agenda.
We're kind of on a friendly basis with another huge radio show. Why didn't Richard Johnson print that yesterday on Page 6 before he went with these lies?
Because it's easier and it makes a better story.
And more people are starting to realize that Chauncey Hayden is a hack when it comes to journalism. And he'll get his in the end. Trust me on that. Trust me. Because he's quoted in this article yesterday that how I read the article from yesterday, he said he saw a sex tape. Okay? All right? And then this dope, because he's an attention-seeking you-know-what, he actually calls Mike back from FMQB. You could go to FMQB.com. Mike got an exclusive interview with Chauncey. He calls him. Mike calls me yesterday. He goes, I'm going to try to get him on the phone. I go, oh, yeah, right. Who would be stupid?
Good luck.
I'm like, who would be stupid enough to call you back?
Yeah.
He calls back because he's desperate for attention. And Mike goes, so, Chauncey, about this tape. And he admitted, we have it on record. He admitted he never saw a tape, and he's going by the word of some disgruntled employee of this radio show.
That a tape, yeah.
If that doesn't show that Chauncey has some kind of agenda, I don't know what else to tell you.
Of course he does.
And this is where it was beyond frustrating yesterday. I go back to my building. People that live in my building, people that work at the building, they're all asking me questions and looking at me. And I have to explain something that I shouldn't have to explain. So I'm like, look, I'm not letting this die. So we did some simple stuff yesterday. Simple stuff.
Yeah, that the news could have done.
Right.
Should have done.
Right. And one of them was to get Mike on the case. And, he got Chauncey to admit he never even saw a tape. Mm-hmm. And then the guys were working hard behind the scenes, and they hunted down Bam Margera.
Yeah.
And we got audio of Bam Margera, talking about this thing. He has no effing idea about a sex tape. He admitted that he did a couple sex tapes in his life. One with with an ex-girlfriend and his current wife.
Yeah, they're on the internet.
Doesn't know my girl. Never met my girl. He said he read the Page 6 article and he thought it was laughable. He goes, obviously someone trying to get back at Opie and Anthony. And this is what really bothers me. All Page 6 and the Post had to do was give him a call or give us a call. But but that doesn't make for good reading because they have it out for this radio show. Ladies and gentlemen, Bam Margera. Bam.
Yo.
Hey, brother. Sorry to get you up so early.
Oh, it's no problem.
I was on the phones all night yesterday, and people were saying, man, he wants to call your show, but 7 o'clock is pretty early for this guy.
yeah, but I could do it.
So you read the New York Post article yesterday?
Yeah, I think it's nonsense. I mean, I blacked out a few times, and I'm like maybe 40 girls behind my ex-girlfriend's back, but if I filmed it myself. I'd never even heard of those dudes, and I would pay $100,000 to see it myself. So bring it on.
Well, I got $100,000 for a simple copy of the tape. I don't even want the original because I don't want people to think, oh, he's trying to buy the tape. And then you were asked last night if you heard of a couple people that used to work for the Opie and Anthony show, and you're like, I'd never heard of those dudes because there's it was suggested that they
dealt directly with Bam, yeah.
Yeah, they dealt with you to get the sex tape.
Yeah, I never met those dudes, and if I did, I certainly wouldn't let them film me humping someone.
And if you did have a tape, you certainly wouldn't give it to these guys.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put it out yourself.
I don't think. Where's she from? Philadelphia?
Yeah, Philly from originally, but she's been up in New York for 3+ years at this point.
As far as I can remember, I only hummed a girl named Tanya with a bunch of tattoos in New York.
See, everyone knows you get your action. I just don't want. I just don't want to be associated with that.
No, I really don't think it's true. I would match you on the $100,000.
Oh, right on, man. And did Page Six ever contact you?
No, the press puts out nonsense all day long.
Right.
Yeah, and it's so easy to get in touch with some of these people, but they don't report anymore. They don't actually look for facts anymore. It's ridiculous.
It's all bollocks, big time.
Well, dude, you've had like a lot of rumors and stuff thrown at you. So, I mean, this is certainly not the first time that somebody's reported something stupid on you, is it?
Yeah.
Can you, Bam? Did you hear Jimmy?
Medium. Say it again.
Oh, this is not the. I mean, you've had rumors and stuff thrown at you. This is certainly not the first time that they've reported something ludicrous about you that wasn't true.
Oh yeah, they just type whatever they want.
Yeah, and we understand that. I mean, we're in the public eye. We do a pretty popular radio show, and they've printed a lot of crap about us that we just know is not true. It's like, whatever, kind of goes with the territory. But my girl has no desire to be, famous, no desire to be in modeling. According to the Page Six article, she was looking for some exposure.
It's probably just some jealous dude at the radio show. Would you say he got fired? I'm sure that it's all true. There is no tape.
Right. Well, he's a very disgruntled employee. This started about a year and a half ago, and it was so ridiculous. I'm like, no one's going to buy into your crap. And then he got Page Six's attention here in New York City, and it's not like this Page Six is buried in the back of the paper. This is pretty much the only page people will read in the Post if they're going to pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes for more of a titillating story. If they check the facts, they'll find out that it never happened, and it's not as good a story. So they stop.
There's too many negative people out there in the world. They need to quit. For instance, why sign up and make a flimpbiscuit.com? Like, if you don't like Limp Bizkit, then don't like Limp Bizkit. Like, go do something. Like, don't sit at home and be negative all day. Go do something.
People just love, and especially with the internet, man, they just love bashing the hell out of people.
Because they can't look at you in the eyes.
Right.
It's their time to talk nonsense because they know that they won't get caught. But if you flew into their house, talk to them right to their face and say, "What have you done?" they would have nothing.
Dude, it's happened so many times. They're the biggest pussies on the internet. They can just, write whatever they want. And then you see them out at an appearance or something, and they're your best friend. They come up and shake your hand and talk about what a fan they are. And then they'll just go back and beat the crap out of you on message boards and stuff. It's bred a bunch of cowards, the internet.
Yeah, in Westchester at Fairman Skate Shop, I just did like an autograph signing for like 500 people, and like a few kids had like little pieces of wood, and they're like, "Yo, man, what's going on? Do you know where this piece of wood came from?" I'm like, "Probably my fence." And then they're like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, I have to pay for that to get replaced, and like idiots think that I think that it's awesome, and in their head they probably think like, "Hell yeah, I have a piece of Bam's fence," like.
His fence.
I'm like, you're an idiot. Get a clue.
Oh, that's hilarious, though. Sorry to hear about your fence, but
it's no big deal. Somebody else fixes it.
Hey, dude, how is Steve-O doing? I heard that there was some kind of like an intervention on him because he was gonna like take a motorcycle and jump from roof to roof. Is he all right? Is he like is he straightening up a little bit?
Yeah, he went to the loony bin. I don't know if he's out yet, but
loony bin.
But he when I saw him, he was doing better, and like he was laughing about the whole thing, which is fine, but.
Yeah, we've had him on the show numerous times, and he's just, I tell you, he doesn't disappoint on the radio, but you kind of look and go, wow, is he on the path to self-destruction?
Yeah, he was on the path of Gigi Allen.
Right.
You guys are all pretty like out of your minds. I mean, it's like, it's kind of hard. It's almost like, Ozzy standing out in the heavy metal world of being like he's way beyond where anybody else was as far as being like an alkie. What finally made you guys go, all right, look, Steve here is a problem. He's gonna drop dead.
Well, anyone that entertains me is people like Andy McCoy from Hanoi Rocks or Pete Doherty or Villa Valor from him. Like they're just entertaining to watch. And I mean, just think about if your life was on a camera all day long, what would you want to see? Like, I certainly would want to see somebody wake up and jump off the second story into their couch, and who cares, Like, so that's what I do, and my bones hurt because I've broken them so many times that, I either need, like, Tylenol, arthritis thing, or maybe like a shot of Crown Royals once in a while.
Can I tell one of the biggest laughs I've ever had in my life was watching Jackass 2, and I think it was your cousin when you guys were at the rodeo. Who was it that the bull ran him into the wall while he still had balloons in his hand?
That's Ryan Dunn, yeah.
That might be the biggest laugh I've had as an adult. A grown man being drilled into a wall by a wild animal holding balloons.
Yeah.
God damn, you guys make me laugh.
That was funny.
Yeah, he thinks that he's not funny anymore, and he doesn't want to be on camera. And I told him, Dunn, you saying that you're not funny is funny.
Yeah. That guy is just fantastic. It was such a great moment. I mean, you guys really fantastic, man.
Bam, I don't know why we've never had you on the show, because you kind of fit in with this whole radio thing we're doing.
Yeah, I'd be on all day long. The only problem is that I wake up at maybe noon or later.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to get you on today because people are like, you're like, 7 o'clock. That's going to be tough.
But I read it and I was like, I'll talk in 2 seconds. But
I really, you're a stand-up guy, Bam. I've heard good things about you from some of the other Jackass guys, and I greatly appreciate you coming forward because this really affected my chick. She was beyond bummed, and I just appreciate that someone did the right thing for once.
Yeah, I totally 100% believe it's not true, and I'll match you on the $100,000.
Cool. So no sex tape with my girl. There are a couple sex tapes, but they have nothing to do with my girl, right?
I don't even know what she looks like.
There you go. And you don't know these guys that claim they negotiate with you for the tape.
No, I'd never let anybody film me unless they were my good friends.
I like the fact that the funny part of the article was that the two ex-producers, whoever it was like, we got him to, like, we now have possession, or Sean said they now had possession of...
Yeah, they, like, negotiated and bought it from you. It just sounded fake.
It's just a bunch of people that want to stir you up.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we don't have to ban you from our show anymore. That's good, because that was out there in the article too, that we banned you from the show. I'll be honest, I always wanted Bam on the radio, but I thought, like, because do you still do that show for Sirius?
Oh yeah, every Monday at 7.
Yeah, and we're on XM, so it was kind of like a conflict of interest. We got friends over there we would love to have on our radio show, but it's bigger than us. Like, Jim Brewer is still a really good friend of ours, and Barry Williams is over there now, and these are guys that used to do our show. We just can't have on anymore until maybe this merger goes through or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the only reason that we never had you on the show.
Yeah, I'd be on it whenever you want.
What time is it on? From 7 o'clock to when, your show?
7 till 8, and I play probably 3 to 4 songs, and the rest I'm just talking about what happened that week and what I'm up to and all that stuff. It's on Faction 28.
Nice. All right. Anything else you want to promote, Bam?
Yeah, I just did a movie called Where the F is Santa. I went to the Arctic Circle in Rovaniemi, Finland, and I got the real Santa Claus, and I brought him back to Pennsylvania, and had a big party with all my friends, and Missy bought me a tour bus for Christmas, and yeah, it's sitting outside. I'm looking at it.
Tour bus.
That's awesome.
And then a movie called Ming Hags, which is almost done, and it'll be out very shortly.
All right. How do you know you found the real Santa Claus?
Because there's a Santa house, and it's the real Santa, and everybody thinks he's from the North Pole. There's nothing there but a pole with ice. He lives in Rovaniemi, Finland, in the Arctic Circle. Fact.
Fact. Now that's a fact.
And you're going to be in New York anytime soon?
Yeah, because that's where they're editing the Where the F is Santa movie, so I got to come up there in like maybe 3 days.
Well, why don't you come in and do our show, and we'll talk about other stuff besides this crap.
Yeah, oh, and one more thing. I'm doing a movie with James Cox. He's here right now. He did Wonderland with Val Kilmer and Highway with Jake Gyllenhaal and Jared Leto, and he's doing a movie called Dream Seller with me, and I'm playing the part of Novak, this heroin addict, so I got to lose like 10 pounds right now.
Oy.
Good luck.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, Bam, I know you want to go back to bed. You don't even know. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, no problem.
And anything you need from me, you got.
Sounds good.
If we can help you, I don't even know. You're doing just fine without
Except
us.
this chick.
Yeah. Just
Anything you need.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, thank you, Anthony. Anthony always looking out for me.
Although, if there is that much money floating around, mine may be available.
Thanks a lot, Bam.
Thanks, Bam.
All right, see you.
All right, man. Have
Later.
a good day.
You too.
Bam Margera, everyone. Stand-up guy. Also,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Also want to thank Matt and Joe's two super fans for really helping E-Rock with this behind the scenes.
Yeah, that right there is what anybody in the news could have done. They could have just asked him.
Right.
There you go. We just did more reporting than any news agency, than the newspaper. It was not a problem, especially if you're a news person. We're not news people. Have you noticed? If you're a news person, you could probably get that done in half the time that it took this show and the people involved.
This is going to hurt me because he's really, really helped me out in the last 24 hours. But let's be honest. If E-Rock could do this, why couldn't the Post?
Exactly.
Why couldn't the Post just do just basic crap and make a couple phone calls?
Yes.
But that doesn't make for good reading, plus the fact that I personally think there's an agenda there.
Oh.
I personally think that Page Six doesn't like us whatsoever. We know Chauncey Hayden for the most part. It doesn't like us.
He's full of bullnagel, as I like to say. Oh, jeez.
ChromeEntertainment.org is the plug today for the super fans. ChromeEntertainment.org. Thank you, Matt and Joe. You have no idea. Those guys really stepped up. They hunted down Bam's father to get a hold of Bam. There was a connection there. And what we were going to play for you this break was audio of the phone call that went down last night. And with Phil Margera giving us complete permission to play it on our show to clear this whole mess up. But then we got Bam himself. He decided to get up and trust me, if we played this phone call from yesterday, but it's pretty much the same stuff.
Yeah, same stuff. He was just
you would hear in this phone call, oh man, that's early. I don't know. All right, I'll try. He's not a morning guy, obviously.
Definitely cool of him.
And where's Steve? Get Steve in here really fast.
Yes. Hello.
By the way, we're going to move on with our radio show that we do on a regular basis, and for the most part, we do a pretty good job with. But this whole issue, I just want to make it perfectly clear. It doesn't go away after today. I've had it.
No.
I've finally had it with ex-employees.
Well, you should.
I've had it with people with agendas. I've had it with newspapers printing. I still don't care if they print lies about Ant and I, because that's part of what we got ourselves into. But when it comes to people we really, really love and care about behind the scenes that don't want to be any part of this, that's where I draw the line. People ask me, where do you draw the line? That's it right there.
Yeah.
And that's what I got to do now.
We're on the air and stuff. I like to say it comes with the territory. We made our bed, now we got to sleep in it.
Oh yeah,
but your loved ones and stuff like that.
Yeah, the phone call to my girl's father last night was a lot of fun for me, Aunt. I called my girl's father last night. And I said, look, I will do whatever it takes to make sure her name is cleared and that people suffer. I just want you to know that. But that's not a fun call to make, I'll tell you right now. Not at all, because they're not in this business either. They didn't sign up for this. The Philly crew did not sign up for this.
That's why Chicks Without Dads. It's my new club.
Chicks Without Dads.
Chicks Without Dads.
I would agree with you, but you know what? Big Ken is a cool guy, so you would like him.
Yeah. Well,
you met him once
It's not about
or
him.
twice.
It's about needing a girl who has a lot of pain because of daddy issues.
Right.
Like I actually have a singles ad out now because my girl and I have been fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you love your dad? If so, move along. Don't read the rest of this ad.
Don't look here.
So I say we get that audio out to some people today. This is not going away. Steve, what do you got? You got something that's going down now, too?
Well, I've been talking with...
Me.
Yes. Thank you.
They're questioning me in the murder of that trainer.
Yes. Once again, I don't even know why I bother. Okay, goodbye. I've been talking with Chauncey online for the past 15 minutes, basically just trying to figure out why he didn't call me back yesterday
and why. And by the way, we have phone calls out to Richard Johnson too.
Correct,
He's obviously blowing us off.
Mm-hmm.
He better start hiding.
And, just judging by the liberal use of the LOL every other line in the text conversation, I would assume he's a little...
This guy is the biggest douche, attention-seeking douche.
But he
claims has less and less credibility every single day.
Claims I never claimed to anyone I saw the tape, just I've been told what may be on the alleged tape.
Then why does the articles make it look like he saw the tape and that the action was nasty?
Yeah.
Why, Chauncey? You're going to have some explaining to do.
If a reporter asks me what I saw, I can't be sued for telling the truth. I was told by ex-employees that there is a tape, but I never said I saw the tape, and I would never print that a tape exists.
Oh, stop, you backpedaling ass.
There's a lot of people backpedaling today. A lot of people backpedaling.
Yeah,
and
because
all it would have taken, I got to say it again, it would have taken one phone call. But see, Chauncey hates us. Page 6 doesn't like us, so why would they do that? Simple reporting. One phone call to me, Anthony, Jimmy, even our agent, who's like a big-time lawyer.
Oh, so you were going to say a Jew.
Well, the Jew. You could have called the Jew.
Make my day, Jew.
You could have called Bob out there in L.A.
Very nice. Great success.
You could have called Bob out in L.A. and had a very professional conversation with him, and he would have set you straight on what the hell's going on behind the scenes with this ex-employee and the info we got on him in a huge file at this point.
Claims that this whole issue, this article was emailed to you, or this story was emailed to you personally 2 weeks ago.
Really?
And
no, the Rick Delgado article was emailed.
It wasn't even...
well, I don't know how we got our hands on it.
Let me make this perfectly clear.
Perfectly clear.
I do...
My Nixon impression, my 40-year-old impression. Because
of spam, because of haters, because of many reasons, I officially do not have an email account that is associated with this radio show.
You can't. You joined one transsexual site and
just all spam.
So whatever. He doesn't have my personal email. That's the only one I have. So whatever email he claims to send it to is something that I am not associated with.
Right.
Yeah, because I would just blow that off. I wouldn't get someone involved immediately.
Yeah, that's what I said to him. I said it seems odd that you would have sent that to him and he wouldn't have responded. Again, a lot of backpedaling. But I asked him if he wanted to call in, and he said no. I don't want to get into a screaming match.
There's no screaming match.
No, there won't be screaming.
And by the way, I at this point, sorry, Chauncey. Other people are controlling my actions, and guess what? I've been advised not to talk to you. So have fun in the coming days. It's gonna get real fun for a lot of people. Once again, Bam, thank you. The guy's a stand-up dude right there, Bam Margera. We're gonna continue with
and thanks to Iraq more than anyone for doing all that hustling behind the scenes.
Iraq, one flag.
Iraq, you good? You had a fun night, huh? Dude, when I was driving home, just frustrated last night from Long Island, I went and saw JD's baseball game, my nephew, and I was like, this is so frustrating. And then I checked my BlackBerry, and I got this email from Iraq. Oh my God!
Professing his love,
pretty much.
My dearest, semicolon.
When he told me what he had in his possession, which it turned out we didn't need because then we got the live interview. I'm like, oh my God! Hey, Iraq's participation on the Opie and Anthony show. Anything on that?
Iraq's participation. Let me see.
This would be the fun-o-meter.
One flag.
Oh. But he did a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff for us last night.
All right, well.
As far as that controversy we talked about earlier today. So.
2 flags.
All right. Two flags.
He got 2 flags.
Iraq, 2 flags.
2 flags.
Back with the Opie and Anthony show. Want to thank Adam York for stopping by from the Beastie Boys. The movie's gunning for that #1 spot. Not the most memorable of interviews, and now we get to tell you why. Without giving too much away, just before poor Adam actually, walked into the studio, it was brought to my attention that Chauncey Hayden, who's pretty much obsessed with me at this point, has another article about me that comes out, I guess, tomorrow. And this article is so ridiculous. I read it just before Adam walked in the studio and completely lost my shit, broke equipment in here, and then I sat down and I pretty much was trying not to bite my own face off. And then Anthony and Jimmy, I was hiding behind equipment because I didn't want Adam to feel uncomfortable, but I was completely losing my mind. There's an article coming out tomorrow in Steppin' Out magazine where I'm being called the asshole of the week by Chauncey Hayden, someone who's very, very obsessed with me. He's a dirty journalist.
Only a week, though?
Huh?
Only a week?
He's a dirty journalist. He's a lying journalist. He's a dishonest journalist. And someday he will get his because, it's becoming very obvious to many people in the know that this guy is just dirty. Simple as that. So he's got an article coming out tomorrow. It says Asshole of the Week. And it reads as follows. Greg Opie Hughes of the Opie and Anthony 92.3 K-Rock radio show. The lowest radio morning show in New York City. That's the first lie right there, by the way. If you want, we'll go through some of the lies in this whole fucking thing. The lowest rated morning show in New York City. That's not true. There are people much lower than our morning radio show here in New York. Is furious at me for publishing a story about an alleged sex tape starring his fiancée, Lindsay. Lindsay, and he gets her name wrong, so that's the second false info. He calls her Lindsay O'Groton. Who the hell is Lindsay O'Groton?
I don't know, but I had some the other night with a steak. It was wonderful.
So there's more misinformation by this wonderful journalist.
Jeez.
And MTV's favorite jackass band, Margera. There's only one problem.
It's not the favorite, by the way.
Huh?
Steve-O or Johnny Knoxville
would be
favorites. So there's another one.
Well, no, that's his opinion, though. That you can't. But I mean, to get her name wrong, you can't even do the simple, fact checking. There's
Alfredo.
There's only one problem.
Cheesy dish joke. Thank you, fan. I'm a douche.
I don't give a shit, but let me at least read through this. There's only one problem. Dopey Opie never bothered to pick up a copy of Steppin' Out. I wouldn't even know where to pick up a copy of Steppin' Out magazine.
Why?
There's only one problem. Dopey Opie never bothered to pick up a copy of Steppin' Out.
Steppin' on. Try your feet.
To see what the story reported or even if the story had ever been published. It hadn't until now. First of all, I don't know where to find Stepping Out magazine. I don't go out of my way to read it. Why would I read your crap?
I think it's in those little newspaper things with all the queer papers in it. And where you can, get some filthy pussy for, $5.
Maybe. I really wouldn't even... I'm not even kidding. I wouldn't even know where to find this magazine. This is what I do when I'm not doing radio, is search out Stepping Out magazine. Why would I do that?
No.
I know that you're full of lies and deceit and you're dishonest. Why would I read your crap? I would have to assume that half the stuff you write in your columns are bullshit.
He's a little jealous because he doesn't get the attention he wants.
And this is the only thing I'm mad at. I mean, you could call me asshole of the week. You could say how people that used to work for the radio show hate my guts. Whatever.
All right.
Talk all you want about me. I don't give a shit. But what really is pissing me the fuck off is this. He says last week, Paige, do you really want...
Dude, I'm just trying to fucking around.
But you know what? Sometimes it's a real moment. Just fucking go with the real moment. You're not going through this fucking bullshit.
Dude, I've been through so much fucking shit involved in this show. Lighten up. I'm trying to fucking keep it light.
I don't want to keep this light.
All right. Do what you want.
There's no reason to keep this light. You
Do
know
what you
he-
want.
You know
Yell
he's
at
a
me. Throw headphones at Jimmy. We're the fucking assholes. Fuck this then.
I didn't. First of all, I didn't throw the. I already explained that I didn't throw the head.
You're fucking.
I didn't throw the. I didn't throw the headphones at fucking Jimmy. I explained.
Fucking dick to us because you're pissed off at this
No,
fucking douchebag.
no, 'cause you're-
and we're assholes now.
Dude, you're
Bullshit.
you're uncomfortable in making jokes.
No,
There's
I'm
not a
making
time for
jokes. It's a
jokes.
funny
That's all.
fucking dopey show.
Well, it's
That's
not
why.
fun right
I
now.
throw in jokes.
It's not fun
I'm
right
letting you
now,
get the
Anthony.
info out.
It's not fun. You know we've talked behind the scenes and what this has done to me and my girl.
I understand.
It-
I've been through shit like similar shit. I understand.
It's not
But
fun.
we're not the bad fucking assholes here.
All I'm asking is not to make little jokes. I want to have a moment here. And when I threw the headphones, when I read this, I wasn't throwing them at Jimmy, and I apologized immediately. Didn't I apologize to you immediately? I did not throw the headphones at you. I swear to God.
I know.
I went to hit this fucking thing, and they went flying over the thing. And immediately I said I fucking didn't throw the headphones at you. This is a real moment that's going on. I got a girl at home that is this close to a fucking nervous breakdown because she doesn't deserve this shit.
I understand.
I fuck say whatever you want about me. I don't care, but my chick doesn't deserve this shit.
I know.
And and what happened was this is a fucking false rumor, a lie that was started a year and a half ago by someone we all know his name, and fucking Chauncey was the one that fed this fucking story to Page 6 and made them believe that this could be possibly true. And now I'm in living fucking hell. Everybody knows in my little circle that it's not true, but there's a lot of people out there still wondering what the fuck is going on with this shit.
Okay, read it and I'll shut the fuck up.
Well, no, I mean, but just don't needle me. That's all I'm asking.
Needling you. I was trying to add a little levity.
Dude, there's been times,
okay.
and there's been times with you with personal stuff on the show. I'm right there with you, right there. Okay,
I'm right there.
I read
please,
you.
Believe me,
and
I've
I don't
been
want
right
to bring
there
up
with this whole
stuff,
thing.
but I all I want to say is when you go down a serious road, I'm right there with you. I read you and go, wow, this is pretty heavy shit, and I'm there just to kind of support and listen to what you have to say. And I'm right now, I'm completely on edge, and I apologize if you're throwing in your jokes. I just don't want to hear it right now. Because this guy is a complete asshole. And the more research I've done, I can't even tell you the embarrassment, because now I'm doing a lot of research behind the scenes. I'm up to 20 names of people I know that this guy told this rumor to behind my back, just trying to get this rumor out there and trying to get as many people possible to believe this. Got message boards to believe it, where these message boards go into private areas and discuss, well, is the tape real? Does anyone know anything on it? Let's try to find this fucking tape. There's no fucking tape. But now I have to clean up this mess, no matter what it takes. So he continues, because I'm the asshole of the week. Last week, Page 6 of the New York Post published an item that yours truly was planning on running a story on the alleged sex tape in an upcoming issue. Page 6 was correct. What does that mean? Page 6 was correct. What does that mean? However, what Opie failed to do was return my request for a comment regarding the sex tape rumor. Let me make this perfectly clear. No one called me. No one called Anthony. No one called Jim Norton. No one called Bob Eatman, our agent. No one called XM Satellite Radio. They have a whole fucking media department that deals with this shit. They have publicists and stuff. No one called Karen Mateo, who fucking takes all this stuff for CBS Corporate. We didn't get any fucking calls or emails, so I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Of course I would have yelled and screamed and said, what are you kidding me? This is a rumor that was started by a disgruntled employee a year and a half ago. He says, however, what Opie failed to do was return my request for a comment regarding the sex tape rumor. Instead, he chose to humiliate. This is why I can't take fucking jokes today. Instead, he chose to humiliate his fiancée by using the item as a ratings grabber and turning a small mention in Page 6 into 2 days of on-air fireworks. A small mention in Page 6, I hate to tell you, for the rest of the country, that's the one page everybody reads if they're going to pick up a fucking newspaper. It's not something that's buried near the obituaries or the wedding announcements. It's not a small little thing. When it's in Page 6 and it's outlined in a big box, it's a pretty fucking big deal. And I want to make it perfectly clear, I didn't use this to try to grab ratings. I would never do that. And anyone who knows me knows that I wouldn't do that with my chick. Opie even went so far as to lie about the time, and then he brings this fucking thing up again. Opie even went so far to lie about the time he called me on the phone several hours after I interviewed both him and his partner Anthony Cumia for Penthouse magazine and asked if I would change one of their answers. The question was, who invented Whip Them Out Wednesday? First of all, it's Whip Them Out Wednesday. Second of all, I proved my point by just reading his fucking words that come out tomorrow. Anthony answered, we both did. Later that day, Opie called my office and cried how sick he was of Anthony always saying, we invented WOW. He asked that I change the answer to read, and I quote, I invented WOW years before Anthony and I met. Proving what a fucking liar this motherfucker is, because anyone could go and do the research. Everyone knows Anthony and I invented WOW when we were at WAAF in Worcester, Massachusetts. It's a known fact. I didn't invent this before I met Anthony. Everyone knows that. Because if I invented it before I met Anthony, I would have been using it on my radio show before I started doing radio with Anthony. So right there, Chauncey, you proved my fucking point. A lie right in your fucking article. I invented WOW years before Anthony and I met. Everybody knows. There's articles proving that we invented it up at WAAF. That we're on TV talking about it. Which I gladly did. Last week, Opie denied the call ever took place. Really, all one need to do is read the interview, the January 2001 issue of Penthouse for confirmation. No, I called him because I had problems with the article he initially wrote, and this is why I've had a problem with him ever since. There were a lot of fucking misleading info in the article he did with Anthony and I originally, and I had a problem with that. He had us competing against a guy here in New York that didn't even start yet when we officially did the interview, but by the time the interview came out months later, we were now officially competing against this guy, Rocky Allen, I do believe, if I'm not fucking mistaken. But getting back to the subject at hand, the alleged sex tape. 2 weeks ago, I was contacted by a former staff member who informed me that there was a sex tape involving Opie's fiancée and Bam Margera, and that the tape, allegedly now owned by another former staff member of the Opie and Anthony show, there is no fucking tape. No one owns a fucking tape. And he has to put that in there just to get another fucking jab in, was going to be sold on the internet in the coming weeks. And that was spread by another disgruntled employee that even set up a fucking website saying this is where the tape's going to be. Well, guess what? That guy has gone into hiding because he knows it's not fucking true. Was going to be sold on the internet in the coming weeks. I was told that Lindsay and Bam were doing the nasty on the videotape and that it was made prior to Opie meeting Lindsay. Since the Page 6 item came out, all parties involved have denied the tape exists, which I tend to believe. Now he believes this. Thank you. Thank you, Chauncey. Thank you. You believed the whole time that the tape didn't exist, but you knew you could get away with handing this story over to Page 6, which I tend to believe since nobody has come forward to present the tape to the media. But the question now has to be asked, what do so many ex-staffers hate Opie so much that they feel the need to embarrass him any chance they get? No, this all started with one fucking guy a year and a half ago. And he got other guys that have been fired from the show to join in on it. Of course they would. Well, judging from the lies Opie so easily tells over his airways, from this reporter's perspective, it's easy to see why. And then he has my picture, and he even picked the worst shot ever taken of me, whatever, and writes, the Opie and Anthony show is now officially the lowest rated morning radio show in New York City with a 1.7 ratings behind Fresh. So there you go. Just want to get my point out there. These motherfuckers. And everyone knows who started this. Everyone knows. I'm not allowed to say his name on the radio right now. And he started a year and a half ago. He was texting me around the clock for weeks on end, and I wouldn't budge. The only text I ever wrote back to this guy was, get help. Because I'm like, wow, you are damaged. What the fuck is going on? You need help. And then finally he started, he goes, Lindsay, sex tape. Do I have your attention now? And I read this thing like, oh my God, who the fuck is ever going to believe this? Fast forward a year and a half later, this motherfucker was able to convince people to go to Page 6 and have them fucking print this thing. And now I'm in hell. Because of my chick, not because of me. Say whatever the fuck you want about me. And it's been embarrassing the last week because I'm calling a lot of people that we know, and everyone's coming forward. Oh my God, he would call me up in the middle of the night and tell me about this and that, and he he had he said he had stuff on me, he had stuff on Ant, he had stuff on Eric Logan. I don't think so far he doesn't have anything on you, Jimmy. And then, but the big get was this, of course, sex tape. I'm fucking frustrated, man. I'm fucking frustrated. Hello. Yeah. Why?
Time is it? I can't see the clock from here.
10:49.
Perish the thought I move.
10:49.
10:49.
I have 10:48.
A little extra GTA time, I think. Do you think we'll do line of the day?
I think we should at least acknowledge.
If we had done line of the day, it would be brought to you by AshleyMadison.com. If you're looking for a little something on the side, you want to cheat, but you don't want to get caught, go to AshleyMadison.com and check out the girls and the guys that are there to cheat with. We had 4 runners-up and 1 winner.
Ooh. So we have them available?
So we might as well do it.
Sure. What the heck?
Fuck it.
Actually, his lawyer stepped in because he originally sued for 8 lollipops.
Now, that was a funny line.
It sure was a gem.
And the next one?
It's an
interesting story, though.
Why would they call you the bagel? Because it rhymes with nagel or because you're doughy? That's line of the day getter 101. Always attack Eric.
Yeah, attack Eric. You will make at least the runner-up.
It's our soft spot.
The third of the 4 runner-ups.
So, what does Tony do behind the scenes?
Oh, I thought it was magic.
No, Anthony, it's not. You think a little fairy just points?
Well, sometimes, yes. Okay, rule number 2, make fun of Steve.
That's right. Call Steve a fruit. E-Rock's fat, Steve's a fruit. Check, check.
Oh, okay. One has been eliminated, so we're going right to the biggie, the one, number 1 line of the day.
Here comes line of the day, line of the day. Hey, is there a special edition for Xbox 360 that costs a lot more money on Amazon? Eric's asking.
Yes, there is. There's a special edition. That's what they were just asking. There's a special edition you can get for either Xbox or PS3 that comes with that lockbox and all the other materials that cost more money.
Did he just say that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks for
I apologize.
paying attention, Jim.
6 Flags!
But then I asked again, and I wasn't even fucking with Laszlo. I was just an idiot.
Yeah. It wasn't like you were fucking with him.
No, yeah. And then he said, "Do you want me to say it a 3rd time?"
Yeah, then he got it. Like, oh, yeah, sorry, Les.
He nailed you.
He certainly did. It was hurtful.
Boy, Danny sure brought the whole show down.
I know.
He put his attitude on everybody.
He sure did.
Nasty fucking...
Wearing the Elephant Man's hat. Really bugs me.
Fucking newsies.
Around the office, we call that a shit pancake of a hat.
A nagel pancake? Sorry, E-Rock.
Fuck him.
I feel bad for E-Rock.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Poe, get my car.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Point it towards ethnics and let me get in.
You're not playing yet.
Oh, that's right. I do have my GTA. Thank you, Laszlo, by the way.
Yes, thank you very much.
For getting us our Grand Theft Auto 4. I'm going to go home and oh boy, am I gonna have fucking fun playing this one.
Thank you, Laszlo, for putting us in Grand Theft Auto and then giving it to us the day that everyone else got it.
yeah, like we got something special.
Here, guys, only 8 hours after everyone else, after fucking guys who sat on lawn chairs got it. Thanks, Laz. I wish he was here. I'd fucking bite his ears.
Oh, fuck his mouth.
Yeah, well, that's only on good improv, Jen. That's only.
All right.
0 flags.
0 flags. Fuck it.
All right, let's wrap it
get
up.
the hell out of here. We'll see you tomorrow.
It's also Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
It's a promotion I came up with many years ago.
Back in the late 70s, I believe, with when you were a boss jock.
Let it be known I came up with WOW many years ago, but I decided to keep it in my back pocket until I met Anthony, and then decided to break out this wonderful promotion for the world to see.
Huge promotion. You sat on it for a while.
Because that's what a radio guy does. He comes up with something brilliant, and he sits on it for many, many years.
Yeah, radio guys don't just blurt stuff out.
You dope.
Hopefully pull out a bit that works.
All right, hey, GTA 4, Anthony.
Oh, my goodness.
I walked out in a huff yesterday, and the one thing I forgot to do was take my GTA 4. And then I didn't want to, walk back into the studio awkwardly. What?
Jimmy brought up a good point.
What?
I did the same thing. I was ready to storm out yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I realized I looked over and saw my game, and I had to go get my game, and it ruined the whole... You're making some emotional decision to leave. Now it's a calculated thing because you realized you forgot your game. So I moved over and grabbed my game and realized I better just sit back down now. It wrecked it.
I wondered why, because I'm like, that's weird. He really should be gone by now. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, GTA made me sit my ass back down.
I marched down. As soon as I left, I'm like, oh, my God, my GTA 4 sitting right there. And I can't just awkwardly walk back in. Although that would have been a very funny, sitcom type of moment.
Yeah, and I'm taking my game.
And one other thing. Give me my GTA 4. I just want to thank the listeners for the support that I was reading all night long yesterday. I greatly appreciate that.
Sometimes they can be good eggs.
I had to walk into work today and pretty much look at everybody and go, awkward.
Jeez.
Awkward.
I was like, yeah, because last night a few people were like, so there going to be a show tomorrow? I go, yes. It's going to be a show. You got to figure out the average. It's probably been 2 minutes of yelling on the air in 13 years. I think the average is pretty good.
Of course, it's going to be a show. Will it be quality, well produced? Don't get your hopes up.
It's not. Don't be stupid.
And actually,
where's old Graham Cracker back anyway?
Yeah, get Steven here. And actually, a lot of people, because they wonder, and we try to we definitely try to bring a lot of this into the show. Rehab. What? Ooh, this is a good one, though. Wait.
I don't want to say Steve's a bad employee, but he's the only guy that gets an injury at work that's bed sores.
Jesus.
But if it didn't start like an old vaudeville joke.
Right.
You know, I don't want to say, folks.
Right. That's right. Oh, maybe I should call you my mother-in-law, too. How old am I? I stink. Sorry, Steve.
Before we talk to Steve,
funny joke, though.
Let it be known on the record that Ant and I settled our spat just through email.
Yeah, we do it through text.
That's how long we've been at this war.
Fuck it.
It was an email. I wrote, "You want to talk?" And he wrote back, and I said, "Okay, cool. See you tomorrow."
Yeah, see you tomorrow. All right, come into the show. Fuck it.
That's how it was in the end. I wish we had some great story for you guys today, but that's all it was. Buenos dias.
Oh, look at you. Getting into the whole Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo, right. This isn't the Opie and Anthony show. Today it's Gregorio!
Antonio. And
you-hoo.
And you are.
You-hoo.
What? I'm just reading this great thing.
No, but... You just wrecked the whole open.
I didn't hear what you
All right,
said.
take two.
Okay.
It's Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
I'm Gregorio.
Antonio.
I knew he got too quiet for too long.
Yes.
I'm like, what is he doing?
This just caught my eye. It's good.
Oh, the retraction in, the New York Post.
It's a good one, too.
Want to thank the New York Post for doing the right thing and finally admitting that they got horrible, awful information from Chauncey Hayden.
From somebody who tends to give horrible, awful information.
And my fiance was not in a sex tape like I was trying to tell people. Off and on for the last year and a half, by the way, but especially in the recent week and a half, I had to tell a lot of people. And the Post is admitting they got really bad info, no sex tape, and my fiance, matter of fact, never even met Bam Margera. So
yeah,
I want to thank the New York Post for realizing that it was a bunch of ass. Bunch of ass.
Vindication.
It's in page 6, too, of the New York Post if you want to read it for yourself.
All right, guys, I write an apology from the New York Post for his page 6 story about a sex tape involving the fiancé of radio personality Greg Opie Hughes. The Post is now saying it was wrong when it reported that Opie's fiancé was involved in an X-rated video with Bam Margera. The paper now claims that there is no sex tape and the radio host's fiancé never even met the MTV star.
Hey, before we take a break, I just want to read this one time here, Anthony. The New York Post, page 6. I hope everyone picks up the Post and reads page 6 today because it's a very, very good day for my girl.
A victory.
A slight victory. More to come, but like we've been harassed for about a year and a half over alleged sex tape, a fake sex tape. And it all came to a head when the Post decided to go with this ridiculous rumor. And the Post did the right thing today. I'll say that much. And they printed a retraction on page 6 today. It says, for the record, on April 23rd, we reported that the fiancé of Greg Opie Hughes, one half of the Opie and Anthony radio show, was involved in an X-rated sex video with MTV star Bam Margera. We reported that Hughes was taking legal actions against a disgruntled ex-employee of the radio duo who had acquired the rights to the video. We have since learned that this information supplied by Stepping Out's Chauncey Hayden was entirely incorrect. Once again, we have since learned that this information supplied by Stepping Out's Chauncey Hayden was entirely incorrect. We have since learned that this information supplied by Stepping Out's Chauncey Hayden was entirely incorrect. There is no sex tape. Further, Hughes' fiancée has never met the MTV star. The Post sincerely regrets the error. This is a very, very good day for my girl. We learned on Friday that this was going down, and for the first time in, like 10, 11 days, she became happy.
Well,
and she decided to leave our apartment.
Good.
So things are turning around, and we couldn't be happier about that. So
that certainly it covers a couple of things. It's vindication. It gets the truth out there, and it makes Chauncey look like the inaccurate journalist. I got to find a different word that he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to be careful what I say.
Oh, I understand. I
Trust
understand.
me on that. I got to be very careful.
But that was, as the Post printed, an inaccuracy that he came up with and gave the Post.
Right.
Well,
and I know where the rumor came from, and I am going after that individual, and I know there's at least 2 more individuals involved, and I'm not playing, man.
Obviously.
I am not playing. This is going to get ugly. This is not the end of this. I can say that much. I could say that much.
Good.
And then Dave writes, "Don't pug Opie. He's having a moment." So it's a very good day, and I do want to thank the Pest and the real listeners of this radio show that knew from the beginning what this whole deal was about, and I really appreciate all the support you guys have given in emails, on message boards, in person. Actually, people have been mailing me cards the last week and a half. Really, really, really nice, and I greatly appreciate that. And my girl greatly appreciates that, okay?
Cool.
All right. And I know I have to move on, but I just want to do this one more time. Bear with me, but it's a very good day for me personally and for my girl personally. There's a nice retraction in the Post today on page 6, and it reads. I want to read this for the rest of the country because they don't get the paper, but or the Post anyway. It reads, for the record, on April 23rd, we reported that the fiancé of Greg Opie Hughes, one half of the Opie and Anthony radio show, was involved in an X-rated sex video with MTV star Bam Margera. When this came out, I was yelling and screaming and say it's a vicious rumor started by a disgruntled employee, but no one really wanted to listen, in the media anyway, to what I had to say. Even Channel 11, they did their little retraction this morning, but they had to wait for the Post to say that it wasn't real, which is like, come on, why don't you just take our word for it? Yeah. We had a little info on this. I've been harassed by an ex-employee for at least 18 months at this point. Anyway, the Post continues on page 6. Involved in an X-rated sex video with MTV star Bam Margera. We reported that Hughes was taking legal action against a disgruntled ex-employee of the radio duo who had acquired the rights to the video. We have since learned that this information supplied by Stepping Out's Chauncey Hayden was entirely incorrect. We have since learned that this information supplied by Stepping Out's Chauncey Hayden was entirely incorrect. There's no sex tape. Further, Hughes' fiancée has never met the MTV star. The Post sincerely regrets the error. They rarely do this, by the way.
Sincerely.
And I just want to thank the listeners that have been supporting us through this crap. And I'll finally just stop. It's just a good day for us, though, today, and I just needed to say that, okay?
Very good.
We'll get back to the jokes next. It's
and I've got a Lulu.
Good.